Sige, magsugod na ta, no? So, once again, good afternoon. Welcome to our kuan gini siya, no? Kanang quick tutorial sa Canvas. And being that Canvas is already our learning mastery, learning management system that we USC will adopt. So first of all, uh, we already have a paid. I think USC already signed a contract with Canvas, and we already have no an account. So some of you might have an account already given by Engineer Ferolin. So unfortunately, we cannot do anything because kuan mo gina siya kanang manage ni siya ang ato ang account. So it means that you only after enrollment, once your load is given, automatic na magawas ang atong course diri ang atong mga klase.
Oh,
So
oh,
you
nice, nice.
and the students already will be enrolled automatically. So enroll na sila automatic. So we don't have to self-enroll or manually enroll students. And that's the
So,
only difference.
sir,
Yes.
bisag way COVID, sir, magamit lagi ta ana, di ba?
Pwede
Yes,
naman,
Forever.
yes,
oh.
yes. Even before, sir, 2 years ago, I'm using this one, and dako kog nakita ang benefits instead, not only for the faculty, also sa learning sa estudyante.
Yeah.
So
Kaya ang
dako.
feedback ana nice. And anyway,
Exactly.
padayon, sir.
Sige, sir. So anyway, the paid Canvas versus free for teacher, mo ni siya, no? I get the document officially from Canvas. What are the difference? The difference is basically on the teaching learning side because mo man nga tuwa teaching learning man, di ba? So ang ato ra gyud na purpose for this training is to manage the teaching learning, and the rest of the administrative and kanang mga reports dito na nasa upper level on the department level, on the school level, and then on the upper level na. So there are only a few features nga wala sa free for teacher, but the free for teacher accounts have all the necessary tools for us to use, no, to manage our class eventually, So as per instruction by Ma'am Linda, that you should have a free for teacher account, at least for practice, no, because whatever we do as a free for teacher is the same when we do when we already have our official Canvas accounts. Okay, so what can we do with Canvas, by the way? So let's just give you a quick overview. This is the dashboard. No? So if you have several classes in a semester, all your classes would be displayed here, and each of these classes you can actually customize. You can actually check notifications, and on the right side, these are your things to do. These are the things that we have to grade. These are the upcoming activities, and on the left side, these are basically quick access to number one, our dashboard, the courses that you are that the published courses. Then you have a calendar. By the way, a calendar is the, the all your activities are reflected on a calendar here that you can actually feed also to your calendar. Let's say, for example, your Google Calendar. So you can feed your activity calendars to your Google Calendar so that you'll be reminded that what are the due dates, the activities that you have to do, and finally, messaging system. So right now we are using email, no, to message our students, but Canvas has its own messaging system to communicate with students. So I'm using this right now to communicate with students because email is used for a lot of things, no? And then napakay mga estudyante, then napay mga administrative and so on and so forth. So I told my students to use this messaging system so that I could give attention to this to their emails rather than because separate magud siya sa atong email accounts. Okay, and of course it's a full. Yes, sir.
Excuse sa tanan na pwede lang ko kapamalihok. I don't know if it is on my part, pero kung wala siguro tagagamit, ato lang i-mute kay murag, I don't know. Palihog lang ko ba, remind sa uban
Okay.
kung wala.
Sige, sir.
Mute na pa.
Sige, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, so katong dili pa mo mangutan ng questions, palihog lang ko mute sa inyong mga mic para dili siya kuhan walay. Okay, thank you very much, no. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So, Sir Renan, paki-mute lang niya sa mic, Sir Renan, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Okay. All right. So, I will just demonstrate, let's say a course, a particular course. This is the last course that I have created, the electronic circuits. And as you can see here, in your course, you will have links here to access the quick menus and your to-do lists, here. So for example, the first thing that your student would see in a home screen, Monisha, and you could also have the students go through the modules, meaning basically this is your syllabus, and the activities here related to uh, the syllabus. For example, I broken down into my syllabus to units, unit 1, unit 2, and what are the activities in this particular unit. So for example, unit 1, lecture introduction to electronics, lecture on diodes, and then seat work. So basically, if the student would click this, it's actually what the students could see as well. So if the student would click on a lecture, for example, the students would be brought to a page, and then they could have a link to download the lecture materials, or to just preview, for example, this one to preview the lecture material. So you don't have to upload it or email it to them. The students could just download the lecture materials, or if they don't want to download, they can just preview. Okay, so depending on how large is your lecture material, the preview might also take some time. So as you can see, it's still loading. Okay, but basically the preview of the lecture materials would actually appear here. Okay, so this is for lecture. So I'll just minimize that. So what happens if you have, let's say, assessment? Okay, so if you have quizzes or assignments, so let's say seat work. So for seat work, example lang seat work. So this is the seat work, right? So I have 3 items for seat work. So I'm just gonna increase that so you can read. So this is seat work, and since this already have submission, so I have students already submitted. So what I can do for their seat work is that because this is summer, since we don't have face-to-face contact with students, so what I did is that I can just click speed grader, and I could grade their seat work based on, actually, dili na siya. I will choose another one, not that one, because kani siya naitabo na siya katong wala pa nag-quarantine. Let's say katong nag-quarantine, after midterm. Okay, I'm gonna choose a seat work after midterm, such that makita na to ang, okay, this one, assignment, assignment seat work. So as you can see, this is an assignment, so this is assignment. So there are 3 problems that the student would solve. So na ay circuit, na yung say you require to solve, and then when the students submit their work, all you have to do is to mag-assess man ito, so we give them feedback. So as you can see, their submissions would appear on this side, and then you can also use rubrics, or na ay rubrics associated ang assignment, then the rubrics would appear here, or can just grade directly their assignment by inputting your grades here. You can also add comments, or attach if you don't like a written comment, you could actually attach a recorded comment. Now medyo hinay lang ang mag-load, but well, if this will happen, you can also download their submissions here, so I'm not sure ano hinay sa Canvas rong panahon na. Sorry for
Sir
that.
Van,
Yes.
excuse.
Yes.
Mag-record ka, Sir Van?
Yes,
Ate,
nag-record.
record.
Yeah, actually nag-record na ko. Nag-record
di
ako.
Sige, thank
Okay.
you, sir.
Alright, so example, mo nilang gi-submit, because I want them to solve them by hand, dili pa katong electronic, because electronic man good easy to distribute. So they have to solve this by hand. So they took a picture, and then mo nilang gi-submit. So what you can do, actually, if you are going to check their work, so you can annotate, for example, my God, you can actually comment, the wrong estimate. Example, so this comment here actually would be, the student could actually see your comments, okay, your annotation, your comment, your any, you can actually put highlights, whatever, so this is gonna be feedback to students. So this is an example of assignment, But let's say, for example, what will happen if you will, let's say, an activity, let's say a lab activity. So what we did is that, let's say for this one, no, FET biasing. Um, Again, we have the laboratory guide, so they can download the laboratory guide, and also they can also download the laboratory format or report format. And then when they submit their work, again, the speed grader. And what will happen now is that I associated a rubric sa laboratory report nila. So this is the rubric now. So as you can see, grading rubric, just click rubric and just click, 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 and then you will get a grade. So for this particular lab report, the student gets a grade out 30 out of 30. And you can just put the score here. And you can also monitor whether the student submitted late, because it would appear on this part here that the submission is late. No? So this is the lab report that the student submitted. So once again, you can do annotations, comments if necessary to give feedback to the students. Okay. So that is grading with Canvas. So you could also do comments here. So for the submission, right? And you could also change the score if you want to deduct a point for that score. So you can actually change that one, but you don't have to necessarily follow the scores sa rubric. But at least the student would see that our assessment was based on the rubric, not because of the late check submit, not because of that we subtract or that we change the scoring to this rubric. By the way, the rubrics here, you have to create the rubrics manually in Canvas, no? As per instructor, because this is not universal. The rubric is not universal. This is per class. This is per course that you have to create this manually. Okay, so after assessment, after we have set up our teaching learning activities, then it's time to, and then the students are assessed. So Canvas also has a comprehensive class record. So this is the class record of Canvas, right? No. So at the end of the day, I don't have to calculate anything. I don't have to use Excel. Canvas automatically calculates the grade. And in fact, the grade is calculated based on our syllabus or our grading system. Now, normally in our grading system, we have the formative or the summative assessments. So for example, you have 3 course outcomes, course outcome number 1, 2, and 3. And 30% of course 30% of the grade is assessments, summative assessment for course outcome number 1. Summative assessment for course outcome number 2 is another 30%, and summative assessment for course outcome number 3 is another 30%. Well, the rest of the assessments are distributed as 5%, 3%, and 2%. And then the result is this is now the final grade, and it also has the USC equivalent grading system, because Canvas does not support our natively our grading system, which is 1.0, 2.0. Canvas has a native grading system of 0 to 100% or 0 to 100. So, but we can convert that because in USC we have the conversion from that scoring into our system. So in this case, if the student has a grade of 91.37, that's 1.4. So this is what you are going just to encode in the ISMIS when you submit your grade, because this is their student. This is their grade. This is their current grade. If any changes on the assessment, this will also automatically change. If any changes in the assessment. So as you can see, and the different colors here, meaning this is late, no? Kanang pink, pink is usually late, right? So you can also see how early or how prompt your students are submitting. And then, okay, so this is basically from the first activity until the last activity, which is the last activity is the final exam, this one. And of course, if you do reassessment, so I have also reassessment here. So for those students who are undergoing reassessment, the good thing about the class record is that you can also see the groups or the sections. Now, probably one class we have multiple sections, no? So for example, kanisha kay 3 na siya ka section. So I create just one Canvas class, and then I have 2 instructors for this one. So the both instructors don't have to create their own Canvas account, but I can just add another instructor as an instructor for a particular section. So I have 3 sections here. I can view all of them. I can just view section number 1, number 2, group 1, group 3, and group 4. So the good thing also about Canvas is that you can also have fine or granular analysis of the student's performance. So let's say, for example, the student here, okay, so I can see by clicking the name, I can check his grade, how many late submissions, how many missing submissions, and also these are the grade for the last graded items, and also that I can also check his grade individually. Okay, so here for, let's say, for assignments, so these are his grades for the assignments. Okay, you can see there the mark late, those are the late submissions. And also, instead of knocking our heads on how to make sure that the students master the course outcome, so I implemented a learning mastery system or learning mastery score. So for electronic circuits, there are 3 course outcomes. Course outcome number 1, 2, and 3. So the student, this particular student, mastered the 3 course outcomes. You can see here it's mastered, mastered, mastered. So how is it done? How is it possible the student mastered the course outcome? Well, there are alignments to the course outcome. For example, there are 3 for course outcome number 1. There are 3 assessments: pre-midterm, midterm, and pre-final. And notice that the student has a learning mastery score given per assessment, and then once Canvas calculated the learning mastery score, the learning mastery score is 8.5. That's the mastery score, 8.5. So if the student has a learning mastery score for that particular outcome greater than 8.5, then the student has mastered. So this is an indicator where I can I will say, or I can check the consistency of the student's performance for every summative assessment. So this is how we make sure that the student mastered the course outcome. But this is a whole topic in another day. Okay, this is just an overview of what we could do. We could also do analytics per assessment. So for example, not just per student, but we also, let's say, if you're wondering what happens to the score, let's say pre-midterm here. So if you are, if you, okay, if you want to analyze the, if you want to create, or if you want to check the results, so this is the quiz statistics, no? So how many, okay, so this is the distribution and of the scores, right? So the average score is 77, which is not good. The highest score is 94, the lowest score is 42. And the standard deviation and the average time of taking the exam is 1.06.75. So in this first exam alone, I can see that the average score is 77, which is not good. Remember, our target is 85% or 2.0. So it means that for me as an instructor, this is my feedback as well, that what happened here and what happened, why this is 77% is probably because of, you can also see the breakdown of how many students got the questions wrong or right. So in this case, for this particular item, 25% got it wrong. Okay, and you can this is per item, no, per item of the exam. Okay, and then you can see per item what's how did they got wrong. I mean, how many students get it wrong, how many students got it right. So this is also our feedback as instructors that perhaps maybe our assessment is wrong. If the student mostly got it wrong, and then maybe our assessment is wrong, maybe the given is wrong. So yeah, that's how we can also verify the student performance, no, in an assessment. By the way, this is actually a quiz, by the way, the students have to take online. Okay, then we could also do item analysis here, and it will generate a report, and you could also export, so export chug file, and then you could also generate student analysis, because you cannot just it's very difficult also to analyze this exam per student in just a web page, so it will give you an Excel file. So that's what you can do with Canvas, from establishing our teaching learning materials to assessment and then to analysis. Okay. So any questions so far,
Han,
sir?
pwede na ito nila mag-download as a PDF file.
Sir?
Pwede na ito siya mag-download as a PDF file.
Katong
Kasi mga,
kani siya, sir? Kani siya?
kanang itong present ito, for example, analyze ka sa mga set items, no? Nakabooking ka ka,
Ah, yes, sir.
Pwede.
Pwede Excel yung format, sir. Excel.
Including the class record pwede Excel file.
Yes, Excel, sir. Excel file. Yes. Ma-export siya tanan. Oh, diretso. No. You have to reformat. I-reformat lang nimo ang yang Excel file because ang Canvas man gud nga kanang Excel file na class record kay dili sa format sa tuwa. So you have to reformat if imo lang i-reformat ang kwan. But basically you can just export. Makuha ra nimo ang data gikan sa kwan. Ma-export siya, sir. Tanang data ma-export as CSV na, CSV pero ma-open na siya Excel.
Including the formula. For example, nanakay ko, class record, mo yung presentation natin formula. So, Excel file, wala na.
Dili ni apel ang formula, sir.
Wala to kay-
Kato ra gyud ang results. Ang results ra. Walay formula.
Okay, okay.
The good thing about it, yung formula dili ma change, dili ma edit or dili ma the only way mo change ang grade, sir, is dito sa class record yung sa Canvas.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay?
Van,
Yes, sir.
Van,
Go, sir.
Sir Seba, thank you for the presentation. Pero naara ko yung na-notice, Van,
Yes, sir.
kay somewhere sa imong presentation naa kay mga figures dito. Mauning concern ako kay gi-requirement pa nga magbuhat ani.
Okay, sir.
So, ang ako karong concern ba kanang mga figures so probably ato ni gikuha sa libro or gikuha ni nato sa other sources.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unya ang ako karong question, wala ba tay kuan ani kanang copyright infringement or what? Kay karon for example, namatay summer task,
Yes, sir.
gabuhat ko ana, wala pa na sa ma-approve, nagbuhat na ko ana, pero I am now sa second na ko nga summer task sa ako ang sa project which requires a lot of illustration,
Yes, sir.
drawings.
Yes, sir.
So asa man ni nako kwaon, obviously kwaon nako ni siya
Sa reference.
sa internet.
Yes, sir.
Oo, pero ang question karon, dili ko kahibaw up to what level as far as legalities ko or anybody could answer that. Murag mahadlo ko ba na magkuha ko somewhere sa internet dito, ako ibutang sa ako ang let's say for example, ang akong module o niya,
Okay, sir.
mo question niya taana as far as copyright is concerned. Mo na concern ako. I don't know if anybody on the group can answer that.
As far as ko answer, kana siya kay it's okay raman nga makuha to og figure sa internet as long as nga imong ibutang dito nga kani siya nga figure or ibutang nimo ang
I-cite lang.
i-cite lang nimo ang kuan ang resource, ang reference or ang website asa nimo gikuha. I-cite lang nimo, sir.
Man,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Sige, sige, thank you, Ana.
Considering now, one example sa kanang kasi bang what is kung iyahan na siya.
Okay. Sir?
Possibility nga ato na siya maprotect. Tingali ba yun niya? Kanang example, no? Kanang kang sibang siya kagatrabaho na, I can attest
Yes, yes.
na siya kagatrabaho.
Ah.
So, mga maprotect na iya mga modules na iya nag-publish sa Canvas. Later on, wala sa line isulahan.
Wala, sir, wala. Wala private, wala na siya, sir.
Ano?
Dili na ma-access sa line eskwelahan, sir. Dili siya ma-access. Dili siya ma-access sa line eskwelahan. USC
No,
ang
I mean,
ma-access sa
sa mga students.
yes, sir, ma-access sa mga students.
Sa mga students.
Yes, ma-access. Yes. Yes. Actually, sir, ako na nang ipangutan na sa ako na nang ipangutan na, sir, sa Canvas mismo and they replied to me about that issue. Like for example, nakay copyrighted material, di ba? And that copyrighted
Yes.
material imong gibutang sa Canvas as a downloadable material. Ma-download siya, let's say for example, kanang slides baron or laboratory manual. And
Oh.
ang akong concern is that how can we protect the kani siyang mga nga material?
Yes.
Can we just can we kanang unsa may pamaagi ani? I mean, the way the reply sir is that the moment that our material is available and accessible sa web, so it's already public. So whoever has access ani nga kani nga website already has access to that material. However, sir, that kung iyang ning i-distribute, let's say for example, if students will distribute this to other schools or to other then that's where that's where muna na siya diha ang issue of copyright, no? Because of course the students that you should not distribute material sa outside our management system. So depende na lang yun, sir. Na-discarded again. For example, nakay lab guide, no? And the lab guide has to be purchased by the student. And kung ilan ni siyang paliton, it has to be a physical lab guide. So what you will do is that, like for example, mag laboratory sila, no? So in this example, nakay laboratory exercise, but dili nimo i-publish yung mga lab guide. Dili nimo siya i-publish. You tell them to do the exercise, you tell them which page sa actual nga lab guide. So you don't have to publish anything here. But just mura na siya instruction. Okay, do page number ani nga lab guide and then answer the kuan and so on and so forth. So you don't have to publish actually any copyrighted material sa Canvas. You don't have to. But the problem is that kung atong withhold mo atong copyrighted materials is that di na sad ka-access ang mga student online. The purpose of this is for have the student to access kung asynchronous learning man ka. The student would have access to these materials and then do the activities at home and then submit. So kung di sa nato sila ipa-access, then wasad sila unsa man ilang buhaton if wa sila lab guide. However, kung balik na siguro ta sa classroom or laboratory, then pwede nato makontrol ang materials nga atong i-post sa Canvas. Even your slides, you don't have to post the slides sa Canvas. If pwede na nimo i-private lang. I mean, okay, how do you access the slide? Or minga dili pwede ma-download ang slide. Dili pwede. But karon magud sir, mahog naman gud nga whatever we do, i-hide pa na nato ang links, di nato ibahatag ang links. Whatever we do right now, we have the students have the technology. For example, mag-lecture ka, videohan lang ka mag-lecture. Or they take pictures as slides. So, nakuha aragya po nila ang information, although inconvenient, but napicturean aragya po nila ang material. And then they can use that, I don't know, unsaon na nila paggamit, they might distribute that. Okay, so muna na ang reality. Yes.
Sir Van, if I may interrupt.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. I think for like a third world
Sir, Sir Subs, pwede i-mute imong mic, Sir Subs? Okay. Sige, Sir Renan.
kanang sir, I think kanang nag-start pa man ta aning Canvas no niya, and in all other schools like in the first world countries, they've been doing this for many years ahead of us. And I've noticed that even like in the US na mga schools or in UK, they're not really conscious about this. Kanang downloadable kanan ilang materials accessible by the students kung kinsay ni enroll ana nga course. So naalang sila ibutang nga note nga be responsible and encourage nga dili i-share. Maura gid na akong makit-an kasagaran sa akong naagian nga mga downloads.
Actually, correct,
Right?
sir. Correct, sir. Kay ang ato lang siguro is that we have to educate our students during the orientation that kanita ng materials are copyrighted, and the copyright owner are the instructors. And
Yes, because they know very well that wala jud sila control once it's up in the net, right?
exactly.
So they just have to have that disclaimer
Mm.
that this is kanang be responsible and we don't encourage sharing
Yes.
or copying
Mura,
ana lang.
education lagi sir sa atong mga student about copyright. Basic lang yun yung copyright kon. And also bisan pa og
Pero di man ta ka sir, di man ta ka prevent ana nila pero nanatay
at least
disclaimer.
yes,
Mao ang
at least
mao atong panagang no
exactly.
kung i-blame ka
Mm.
pero niingon naman ta nga kanang na naman tay disclaimer so mao ra gid na atong
Yes.
panagang ra gid.
Yes. Now, ang another kuan po na sir about copyright is that another method magud gibuhat sa mga instructors that nag-create sila page. So, ang kana magong page dili man na siya ma-download, di ba? I mean, or static lang a page dia sa kuan. The problem again, the technology allows us to take a picture, screenshot gyapon, di ba? So, whatever we do, makuha ra gyapon sa mga estudyante. They have ways of getting our copyrighted material. So, ang ato na lang kuanan is that we don't have to worry about our copyrighted materials. As kung makita na to niya, let's say ni-leak ni sa lang school, then because this is copyrighted, and knowing that our copyrighted materials under the atong gisaynan nga agreement sa Canvas, these are on ang dili Canvas ang owners atong materials. University of San Carlos and the faculty members ang owner sa material. So if mo-leak ni siya to other schools, makita ta gamit ni sa UC, San Jose or CIT, then we can now file a case against them for using the material nga wala nato gi-allow nga ilang gamiton. Because kani ato ang courses sa Canvas, ang dili Canvas ang owner sa mga materials but the faculty members and whoever is the author ng material. So di lang
Yeah.
kay kung atong
Yeah, and another comment, sir. I think for ECE or for EE nga department no nga with exceptional teachers, kung malik ang inyong mga workbook, it's just like maybe 1/4 of the thing nga pwede ni nga gikawat pero ang pag-deliver man gud ana sir mo importante di ba? Di man na nila makawat ang expertise sa pag-deliver ba? So nakawat nila, you know.
Go sir.
A workbook is a thing. It's a thing, but it's another to deliver the workbook to the students and to do the instruction, and that's dili gid na makawat sa uban. So kung makawat ng workbook, it doesn't work for them because they don't have Seva, they don't have Salva, they don't have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dili ang caliber sa instruction, dili nila makopya sir. They cannot emulate the caliber of our instruction. Yes sir. Go ahead sir.
Van.
Exactly. So
Van, comment
nakopyahan lang
mo.
sila, sir.
Sir Seva, sir. Go ahead sir.
Okay. Sige, salamat ana at least na-enlighten ko. Pero sa ako nga case man good, when you get my module, ako gibuhat sa ako module is that when you read my module, it is as if you can see me lecturing in front of you. Giigana na ako nga akong module. Nag-lecture ko ba? So, kaya ang akong purpose is, usually we do lecture diri sa ako ay walay labot sa ako ang notes nga gibuhat. I also do lectures sa Google Meet kani.
Okay sir.
Pero when you have that modules of mine, makitaan gyud nimo nga uy, murag maniga kwan si sir, murag maniga lecture si sir in front of us. So
Tatak Seva gid, sir.
kanang purpose na ako is that baski di na ako mag-lecture,
nagya pa
as
sila.
long na ana nila ang notes ana nila, they are guided step by step
yes.
on how to do that.
So actually, pareha kita concept sir. This is actually one of my activity karong summer. So it started with, of course, ang objective, the tools required, delivery process, and the theory. So lagi siya theory. And before sila mo do actual nga activity, so this is part 2 na diri na ka maghimo sa ilang activity. But ang kuha lang ko sir, akong gidesign ni sir is that kaning theory sir is not about step-by-step instruction, but this is more about the theoretical kuan, and ilang i-apply diri sa exercise. I-apply nila diri. So wa ko maghatag nila, this is just procedure, but in terms of how to do it, I did not give them a step-by-step kuan because again, it's the theory that's important, and they have to figure out the rest. Let the student figure out on saon Kaya atong yung tagan step number 1, 2, 3, 4 kani instruction lang ni siya o unsa how to do the activity. And in fact, the part of the instruction unsa nila pag-submit, like file name, asa nila submit. And the lab guides are ako lang akong the suggestions are in terms of copyright. This is always in my lab guide. Naagi ni siya. The copyright information, kinsay tagiya ani, kinsay author. And also, kung I contributor, if I have a faculty member that contributes to this lab guide, ibutang na ko diri so that any names in this associated as authors, mo na sila ang tagiya sa kwan. And then, kano saan siya gid-release, anong sa version. This is my way of saying that this is a copyrighted material. So if let's say for example, mag-legal ko ano ni ba, nga nakopya yung lab guide, and then at least naani siya, stating kinsa ang author, and kano saan siya gi-release. And of course, references sa imong lab guide, itong mga like alam kayo ba mga like for example sa diri sa kwan sa kaning kwan theory, then you have to just put the references. So mo lang na sir, ang kwan lang yun nato is that we have to tell everybody that kita mo yung author aning kwan, kita mo yung author aning atong material, and this is copyrighted. And copyrighted at the date of the release, so that's of June 24, 2020, something na. So,
Salamat
sige, sir.
Anavan.
No problem, sir.
Pero nag-ingon makano nga not necessarily ang estudyante. I don't care kung picture nila or what.
Oh.
Pero nag-ingon maka nga not necessarily nga mag-download nila, no? Pwede lang nila ma-preview, no?
Yes, pwede ra, sir. Pwede
Okay,
ra.
sige.
So,
Salamat.
what you can do actually, sir, is that you can, ang imong lab guide, imo lang siyang ibutang as a page. So, as a page lang ba? So, for example, kani siya, ako, I prefer mo i-download na lang, kapoy na maghimong page, no? But if you really want to control the distributions ako, pwede nimo maghimo ka ani nga page, sir. So, you have to paste your entire lab guide here. So, para din nila ma-download. But the problem again, students have clever, good ways of getting this information. Pwede na nila i-ano, kuhaon na nila, and then nilang i-cut and paste or screenshot, then they can just get the But at least, wala ni mo i-distribute. But the problem is, akong problem is that because the document was not, dili man document ilang i-download, wala na, dili na to matrace kinsay author ato, kinsay koan, because if the document magud na magud ang authorship na dito ang ningin name sa author, so at least matrace na to kinsay author na asa na siya gikan, kaysa kung imo lang ibutang diri mo ang lab guide or imo lang i-paste diri ang imong contents sa mga lab guide. Well, naragi na nato, sir. Naragi na. I mean, Canvas allows you to control the distribution of kanisang mga copyrighted materials. So di ra kita mahigot nga okay, upload na to tanan and students would have to download. You have total control gid sa kanang mga materials. Now,
Okay, sige ba,
okay,
salamat
sir.
kayo.
Sige, sir.
Sige.
Okay, can we proceed to creating a Canvas course, because that's what we are here. So mag-create a course, no? So let's demonstrate how to create a course. So now again, using na your official Canvas account, creating a course is not a problem for us. Automatic na magawas ang course diri. So what will happen if nana kay course diri, di ba? So what will happen? So what you could do is that as of this point, so gamit naman ko free for teacher accounts, we will create a course. Let's assume that the course has been created. So maghimo ko course, so we start a new course, and then the administrators would give the course name. For example, I'll just use the electronic circuits as an example. Okay, giusa naman namo ang electronics 1 ug 2. Now, it is also important that ang Canvas is nakay pamaagi, sir, sa pag-control sad sa kwan, because we have to choose private and copyrighted. So all our materials here dili na siya makitaan sa uban nga schools. All our courses dili siya magamit. Let's say for example, ang USPF, I think USPF has Canvas already. USPF does not have any access to our materials. So that's why it's private ni siya. So ang atong domain is private. So once we create a course, probably this will appear on your page, no? So balik ta sa dashboard. So the new course that you have created will appear as an unpublished course, okay? This one. So gawa siya as unpublished. So all of your courses are unpublished unless you publish the course. So meaning, when you publish the course, it's now available for the students or whoever has access to your course, makita na niya ta ng content. So one click lang na siya nga publish, unpublish. Once you publish it, it will be available. Unpublish it, it will be unavailable for the students to access, or even our faculty members to access. So let's click on this new course. Okay, so this is the homepage, because usually this is mo gina siya makita na to, no? When the new course arrives, mo na siya makita. Now, I don't expect the office of IRMO to do this. Okay, administrator as well as Canvas, so they are not the one who designed the course. So this is our responsibility to. This is basically the instructor's responsibility to construct a course. Okay, so this is our when you click on the course, mo na siya to makita, no? So you have a blank module. So Canvas asks you, okay, to create a module or to add an existing content. Now, if you already have a Canvas account and the Nanakay class before, you can just import. Or if not, this is your first time, you can just create a new module. Okay, so but before that, let's just go to settings first. So settings, and we can change the name of the course, but I don't know if once nga administered na si Canvas, maka-change pa ba kata ni? Because for free for teacher, you can actually change the name of the course. Okay, so I'll just name I have the course code. Okay, I'll just right. So ako lang butangan og demo so that I'll know that this is a demo course. Okay, then time zone. Time zone is very important, because if you have the wrong time zone, magkabuang yun, di magkasinabot na ato ang mga estudyante. Mingon ka, okay, submit ni mo ugma alas 10 niya, lahi imong time zone, so lahi isa din ang alas 10, imbot na tapos sabot, so it makes sure that time zone is Philippines +8, no? Imogin na siya ang kasagaran nga problema that the time zone is not set, so it's +8. And then the term, actually the term is managed na siya, because ang Canvas nga managed is sila mo magbuot kano sa mo end mo start ang term, mo end ang term. Okay, we don't have to worry about that. The next thing is that to remember that even for official Canvas or paid na Canvas nga account, 500 megabytes ra ang storage per course. So kung mag-upload mo dagan video or mga pictures, then ato na siya makuha sa 500 megabytes including the student submission. Tanan nga submission estudyante minus na diri sa 500 megabytes na kwan. So I will not recommend mag-upload mag video. Ang mo bato na usually video is YouTube, and then link lang imong i-embed. I will show ako na ipakita later. Then of course atong license is private copyright. Now, grading scheme. Now, I don't know if Canvas or USC automatic sila mohimo sa grading scheme ani, but unfortunately for free for teacher walay grading scheme nakabutang, so you have to create your own grading scheme. So unsa man ni siya ang grading scheme? Well, it turns out that grading scheme is the USC atong i-configure ang USC grading scheme to the Canvas system. The Canvas system is 0 to 100% man as a Canvas. So we can convert. So let's say for example here, so I have an existing grading scheme for USC that's 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, and unsa man ang range for this grading scheme. Now, you don't have to worry about this because automatic sa USC, okay, since kuha naman, managed naman siya, so automatic sa USC mohatag sa grading scheme, so you don't have to worry about this one. Okay? Automatic USC grading scheme. Alright, so we don't have to, but if you want to create your grading scheme, what you could do is that you can manage grading schemes here. So by clicking this, kana siya, set grading scheme, manage grading scheme, and then you can add a grading scheme if you want. No, so add a grading scheme, and then let's call it USC grading scheme. Okay, so that's the name of the scheme. By the way, you can customize the range. No, for example, what's 1.0? 1.0, that's 95% to 100%. No, say 1.0. So that then we can change this to 1.1. What's 1.1? So 1.1 is 94 to 95. So again, automatic siya mo adjust sa lower class, kanang upper interval sa second kwan. And then 1.2 and so on and so forth. All you have to do is just continue doing this, unless if USC's grading scheme is already is already set up by our administrators. So basically, you can just continue, and until the last one, which is what's the last? It's 5.0. No, 5.0. It's below 75%. Okay, but you don't have to worry about this since USC will, or our administrators will do the grading scheme kay across the board man siya na grading scheme or across the university. Okay, so I'll just so actually that's the first one. So you just click update course details so that all the settings would be updated. Okay, right. So your time zone, your name, or by the way, if you want to put an image, um, if you want to have an avatar to para nindot po dang kwan, so we can just add an image here. Okay, cancel. Just cancel this one. All right. Okay, so it saves ito ang kwan, so we have to save back the time zone. Again, the time zone is very important. Philippines, then just kung lang tawag og demo, what to save day kanina, demo 2. So the actual course code. Okay, tala ko D1, so that meaning this is demo 2. Alright, so again, save this one. So update course details. Now, in your class, let's say for example, ang klase ni na usa ka kuan ya duha ka section, no? So you can divide the class into sections, no? So as you can see, the default section is called electronic circuits, but you can create a section per class, right? Yeah. So for example, duha ka section. So I'm going to create group 1. Okay, say group 1, then plus section. So you have now group 1. And then another section is group 2. Okay. So that you don't have to create another Canvas course for different section. Just one Canvas course and different sections. The good thing about it is that pareha silang material ato mas jantig access. And okay, so the pacing of the course actually it's pwede siya actually dili behind ang usa ka klase. It's because they are accessing the same materials. Okay, if you create one course and then divide the course into sections, as you can see, wala pa yung mga students aning nga sections because wala pa man tayo enrolled na students. But at least you have created already the sections. Then here you can just arrange the kanisha. If you want to rearrange the orders of this items here, you can just drag and can just drag. Okay, so I just prefer it not to edit that. And also apps, you can also install kind of plugins for Canvas if you're interested. But let's just skip this for the meantime. Then the feature options, so you can have oops, hinay siya. Okay, so the feature options include, like, if you want to add a learning mastery gradebook, yes, I will do that. Then student learning mastery gradebook. Okay, so they can also view their learning mastery score. If you want anonymous instructor annotation, for example, mag-annotate ka silang submissions and you don't want them to see who is annotating their work, you can just enable that. Because of course you have the right to do it, no? You can. Then final grade override is by default on. And then learning mastery paths, you can also turn it on, so meaning that you can create paths for the students to go through to achieve the course outcome. So much what is called as learning mastery paths. Then what else that we could see here? External collaborations tool. If you want to have external collaborations, and of course assignment allowed attempts. So you can set how many attempts the assignments could be. But of course, I don't have to do this because assignments only have one attempts. No, probably formative assessments pwede ka mag multiple attempts, but you can also do that in Canvas. Okay, so we are done basically with the configuration of the course, right? So let's go back to home, and okay, but before that, it's also good that um, we have to learn the files or the file management system of Canvas. So the file management system of Canvas,
Van,
yes sir,
before you proceed ba, pwede ni isang usa ka course because you mentioned a while ago, in one course pwede several groups. Diba?
yes sir, yes,
Is it possible na sa usa ka course dunay more than one number of faculty members?
yes sir, yes, possible.
Yeah, share lang material.
Oh yes sir, yes, mag-share material, yes.
Share niya. Okay, magsabot-sabot na sa sila kung kanong sa sila mag-lecture o. Pwede place. I mean, create three groups.
Yeah,
Ang three groups maliksuran sa usa ka faculty niya. Magsabot-sabot ng faculty nga bay kamo in charge kanong oras
yes sir. Oh, yan na.
next month,
Ah,
next week.
ah.
Okay.
So right now we're doing it right now. Actually, nami course sa summer niya. Duha mi ka instructor so magpuli-puli lang mi. Magkuhan. But of course, ang paggrado sa mga activities sir, dili pwede nga siya gyud mo ikaw gyud mo imo ato sa imong klase. Nga na.
Oh,
So
yeah. Okay. Di same group.
yes,
Pero pag iya nagrado.
yes, iya magrado.
So Sir Van, in connection to that, Sir Van, so you have
Yes sir, go ahead sir.
so you have a couple of sections for one course that you made in Canvas, right?
Yes,
So for each section, you have different faculty members handling it. So each faculty members could have complete access to that section in terms of like reports and right, even if that account is made by one teacher.
You can
How is that?
you can control
How
sir
does that work?
you can control the access of the faculty member, whether to access only the group where that faculty member belongs. So remember that we have
Okay.
grouping, right? So if you put the faculty member on that, let's say group one, so the faculty member could only interact with the students in group one.
Mm.
So that's
Yeah.
the faculty also could edit the submissions for her group. So na
Yeah.
siya control
So
lang sa iyang group. Yes.
right, right. So but on top of that, there are common like reading materials or something like that, right?
Yes, sir. So let me show you an
Okay.
example because this course is a multi-faculty ni siya, kani siya nga course, no? So as you can see here, when you go to people, and may mga students enrolled, so I have two faculty members here. One si John Dave Campañera. Okay, so you can see here, teacher, then me, teacher. Okay, but si katungo sa ka-teacher, nasa sa group 3. Okay, so I assign him to group 3. So it means that only group 3 ra ang pwede niya ma-adjust or pwede niya
Mm.
kuhan.
Control over.
Yes,
Mm.
because some activities are like for example, dili magkadungan, no? For example, nawahi nawahi ang let's say group 2, medyo behind si group 2. So you don't have to force all of the students to take the activity. For example, laboratory exercise. As you can see here, we have multiple due dates. So group 1, 3, and 4. So you can assign activity for group 1 this is the due date and this is when it will be available. As you can see that group 1 and 2, because 1 and 3 kay this is under me, but the other faculty member medyo behind iyang klase, so later pa iyang availability sa class. So na siya control sa iyang klase. So he or she has only control of his class. So actually group 3 to siya, no? Ako din ang group 1 ug 4. Right? So multiple schedule per group. So pwede dili nimo siya i-universal ang imong mga activity. So we can do this no sa Canvas. Okay, so I think we have to proceed now sa files. Okay, just to give you, because the important thing is that you have to manage, you have to get to know the files management systems in Canvas, because you are going to be uploading a lot of files, um, lab guides, lecture slides, documents, and so on and so forth. So the first thing is that we have to, I can just drag and drop files here, or you can organize your files into folder. The root folder is electronic circuits here. This is the root folder. Then you can add a folder. For example, we're going to start with syllabus, because according to SOE, we have to upload our syllabus to Canvas, including forms 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we create syllabus. Okay, so folder. Then perhaps another folder that you want to use, or that you want to add, is OHP. OHP is an old term for slides, overhead presentation. So OHP for your slides. Another folder for laboratory manuals, example. So to put your laboratory manuals there. And images, for example, if you want to put images, add in your let's say mga exams, assignments. So all the uploaded images would be here. Okay, and also what else? Let's say documents. You can just have documents. For documents that you want to upload, or to put some documents here that is not either slides or laboratory manuals. Okay, so I think we have created folders, so you can now start to upload files. But before that, I want to show you how you can control access of these files, because remember, the files here are accessible by the students. The students could access each folders. Okay, but if you want a folder to be, let's say, not accessible by the students, only if they have the link to that file, what you can do is that here, this part here with the checks, so you can click that and change the access of this folder. For example, images. I don't want to have the students check this folder, because probably na yung mga exam items mga images sa exams, that you don't want the students to take a peek. So you can control the access by either publish, or you unpublish the folder so that it will not be accessible totally by the students. But if you do this, the images cannot be accessible. So one way of doing to make it private as well as accessible also across your activities is that to check only available to students with link. Geneva. Okay, so you can do that. So say update. So as you can see, only available to students with link. So if they have the link to the file, so meaning you have uploaded, or you have shown an image on the activity page, so that would appear there, but the student could not see this folder. Okay, so let's upload a file. The first file that I will upload is usually the syllabus. No, so I'm gonna upload a file by clicking upload, and look for that syllabus. Okay, so the syllabus should be either Microsoft Word or PDF, but I suggest PDF so that the format would not be affected. So I have a PDF version of the syllabus here, so I'm just click upload. And also the forms 1, 2, 3, forms 1, 2, and 3. Just upload this. Click open. So within the folder, you have now 3 documents, and all of them are PDF. So that again, the purpose for this one is that it could not be, or the format would not be destroyed. That's why I prefer PDF. Okay, so you have now the files here. So basically, you can start to upload files in the different folders, but usually we populate the folders with files as you go along. So at this point, that's at this point we have to move on to the next part. Okay, and that is to create a syllabus. Okay, so the syllabus page is a very important page where the students could just click on that page, and then exactly will know what are or the will have access to the full syllabus or to a condensed syllabus. So what we can do here is that let me just access a syllabus, no? So say for example, we have a course syllabus like this, right? The usual course syllabus. Okay, so the important information of the course syllabus is the course description and course outcomes and course outline. No, so what are the units or chapters that you want to? That actually comprise the entire course. So what you could do is that we can just copy first the course description from your syllabus. Just copy this, then go back and then edit. No, by clicking edit, so you can just click edit. So this is now the text editor. So basically, you can write text here and then format text. No, and then also you can uh, embed files like videos, pictures, no, or links to URL or equation because it has a math equation editor. No, so you can create equations on the fly using LaTeX. By the way, LaTeX is the format of the equation. And then you can also adjust the alignment and of course subscripts, superscript, and bullets, and font size. The only thing that you cannot do is to change the font itself because Canvas use standard font. Also, you can also insert a table, no, if you need to. But at this point, we'll just create a first the course description. Okay, so I'm just gonna put their course description and then use the formatting, no, and then I'm just gonna paste the course description. But sometimes we need to edit when we cut and paste from a PDF, right? So I suggest that you do this using your Microsoft Word version so that you're not going to be doing this in okay, so you have now our course description, and then we can now add the course outcomes. It's very important also that we have to add the course outcomes so that the students will be aware of the course outcomes, so they don't have to flip through the entire syllabus, no. So from here, I can just copy the course outcomes, right? So CO1. So again, you can set this to bold and then just paste, no. So CO1, let's say CO1 solve fundamental problems in electronics using standard electronic principles. And then next is CO2. Just go back to your and then paste. No, just cut and paste. No, so para madali, you don't have to type. Just cut and paste from your syllabus. That's why you have to have your syllabus. Okay, and then finally CO3. Yes, sir.
Pwede i-edit lang na ito, one. Kanang download yung syllabus, kaya mas nindot pa itong format na ito.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will show the concert. Ako ipakita nga dito na download ang syllabus, no. Sige lang, sige. The important thing is that atong quick kuan lang ba? They don't have to download, no? That's the entire syllabus. Okay. All right. So anyway, nahuman na, no? For example, like that. So here, probably if you want before the course outcomes, if you want to have a link sa syllabus, so you can just say you can download the syllabus here. Okay. So ano? So na ako'y kanang ako sila ginan, okay, download the syllabus here. Where's here? So basically this is the link, no? So all you have to do is highlight that one and then go to the right side, go to files, and then locate the folder where the syllabus is located. Then you can just expand the folder and then wait. And then here, so we have forms 1, 2, 3, and I know that form 3 is the syllabus, so you can just click on that. and then automatically mo create siya og link, no? So update syllabus. Okay, so you now have a link here for that document, and then the students could download the file, or they can just again preview the document, so they don't have to download. Okay, so previewing is just creating a mini browser for that document, so that the student would have to not download anything. But of course, you can add course description and everything. No, but putting a link also would be quick. Okay, so right. Ato lang yung kuan, medyo dugay siya, no? So that's the point. But you can also expand the syllabus to add the learning plan and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's the syllabus. Okay, questions about syllabus? So you should be able to have the link to the file, right, by using that feature. So again,
Ban,
yes sir,
possible ba nga ikat ang ako ang di sila
i-cut ang paste nimo ang entire syllabus, sir.
ban?
Yes sir, go ahead sir.
Possible ba nga ikat ang paste na ko dito sa syllabus para nga makita tanan dito ba wala na link.
I-paste nimo diretso dire.
Cut and paste ito.
Ang problem sir kay maguba ang format, sir. Kay lahi mo guna siya o maguba ang format.
Even if PDF,
Yeah, PDF sir. I-PDF lang nimo, then mohatag lang kag link.
PDF,
I-paste nimo dire.
ano na lang yun.
Yeah, ang atong gibuhat gyud sir, atong gi-upload ang syllabus daan, and then
So,
atong
PDF.
gihatag link. Mo na siya nihatag tag link. So for example, kani
Link na
nihatag
lang.
mga link, no. So mo click lang kana,
Okay.
then mo download na ka sa syllabus, no.
Okay,
So okay, here, so like this, oh. So download, di ba? So mo na either the download or kani ilan lang i-preview, no. I-preview lang nilang document. Then they can preview the syllabus. Okay. All right. So let's move
Okay,
from
okay.
syllabus. Okay. Okay. The next step is that we have to go back to home, no? Manatag syllabus, so okay na na. So we go back to home, and then notice that atong home medyo bati atong home, no? I mean, so first step is that we have to create a home page, no? So we have to create a home page that the students would actually see when you open the Canvas. So for example, this is home page, right? So basically just to welcome, this information there about the course and so on and so forth. So let's create a home page by going to pages. Okay, so then since we don't have any page yet, so click page plus page, and then let's just say the title of the home page is electronic circuits, no? Okay, right. So that's the name of our home page, and for the sake nga madali ita, ako lang yung kopyahon, okay? Alright, I'll just copy this one. Right. So that I will have, right? So na nako yung home page. But if you want to embed images, you can also do that. So in this case, I would like to embed an image like a banner. So click on embed image, and then go to not if you have a URL of the image, you can paste the URL here, or you can go to Canvas. Now remember that we have created a folder called images, so therefore we can upload the folder. We can upload the image to this folder. Click upload file. Find your image. Okay, so I have a banner, right? So click OK, and then it's now gonna be uploading the image, and then you can also adjust once the image has been uploaded, so you can just adjust the aspect ratio, I mean the size of the image. So once it's done, so you can just okay, so the image size is 198 by 4356, so it's very large. So I'm just gonna reduce that to 600 by, so type lang ka sa 600, and then automatic na mo change the length. So 600 by 110. So update. So as you can see that you have now an image uploaded, no? Okay. So once you're satisfied, so you can save. and then or save and publish. For the home page, we have to save and publish. Okay, so this is just for the home page. It's important that it's published so that we can have this as a home page, right? Okay, so to make this home page, all you have to do is to click here and then create use as front page. So use as front page. Canvas, ang term ni Canvas homepage is front page. So use as front page. Okay. Right, so front page na siya. And then if you go to home, di pagyapon siya ang front page. Ingani pagyapon ng now. So what we could do now is that instead of this would appear, so we want that page to appear, so we could just go to choose home page and then select the home page, select the options here in which we have now selected the front page, which is the electronic circuits page. Select that, then click save. So once you do this, the home page now becomes this one, right? Okay, so this is now the muna na siyang magawas na home page. Okay, now let's edit the let's create another page where we have to put our class policy, although nasa syllabus, but sometimes it's be quicker to have the policy published in Canvas rather than sa syllabus. So what will we do is that we can, this is also a demonstration of linking a page to another page. So what we could do here is that we create another page by going to pages and then view all pages, then add a page. So let's say, for example, class policies. Okay, so class policies. So you have to write your class policies there. In this case, I'm just going to copy my class policies. So kopyahan na to so that we can save time. So I have my class policies here. So, or you can just copy it directly from your syllabus and paste. Okay, and then click save. Nice Canvas. Now, of course, you can publish this now. By the way, the course is not yet published, but at least the class policy is published. So it's now visible to when the course becomes published. So if you go to home, okay, notice that our course is still unpublished, meaning this is not yet accessible to anybody. So okay ra, mag-edit ta ng course because the course is still unpublished. So we want to edit our home page to add a link to the class policy. Okay, so for class policies, because it's important that they will also know the class policy. So I'm just click. Okay. So again, the same thing that we have. We can, as with linking to a file. So highlight that. Again, highlight. Then go to, instead of files, go to pages. Click pages, and then since we have created already the class policies pages, so click that, and it automatically became a link to that page. So click save. So notice that when you click here, it would open the class policies page. So that's linking a page to a page. So we have now a home. So at least medyo kuha na nga to ang home. So let's now go to creating a module. So once again, we have to go back to our syllabus here, right? So creating a module is basically just copying the syllabus. If you organize your syllabus into units, then it would be easier to create modules. Okay, so the syllabus is organized as units here, unit 1, 2, 3. So this will be my module number 1, module number 2, number 3, and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to set aside the syllabus first by going to modules. Okay, so let's create a module now, because this is basically the content. All the content of our class would be located. So let's create a module. The first module is unit 1, for example. So the unit 1, I will name the first module as unit 1, and the title of that module is Introduction to Electronics, okay, for example. And then I could add a module. Right, so you have now a module here. So again, just we can populate now the modules by adding the modules. So for example, another module, unit 2. Okay, so this is another module, but this time, because this module is after module 1, I can add a prerequisite, no? So it means that before the students could go through unit 2, so they have to finish all the activities in unit 1. So the prerequisite is just choose the first module, unit 1, and click add module. Okay, so notice that the prerequisite is unit 1. Then we had to add the next module. In terms of the syllabus, the next module is a midterm exam, a pre-midterm exam, no? Okay, so it's a pre-midterm exam. So therefore, I'm going to add the module. Okay, so summative assessment for both course outcome number 1 and course outcome number 2. Again, add a prerequisite, and the prerequisite is unit 2, and click add module. So as you can see now, so unit 1, 2, and then summative assessment for course outcome number 1 and 2. Now this course, we know that there are 3 course outcomes, but in the pre-midterm, the pre-midterm course outcome number 1 and number 2 are assessed. So that's why I place summative assessment for course outcomes number 1 and 2, and the prerequisite is unit 2. Then we can continue to add modules. The third module is unit 3. So I'm going to stop with unit 3. Okay, and then you get now the idea. No, again, the prerequisite for unit 3 is the summative assessment. Add module. So you can populate your module by following your syllabus. No, okay, just create the modules. So AKA modules, AKA your outline, your course outline. No, from units 1 until the last unit. So let's just gonna stop here because each module have different activities. So going back to your syllabus, okay, balik ta sa syllabus. What are the activities in module 1 or unit 1? So as you can see on your learning activities, you have a lecture discussion, a demonstration of online short quiz, demonstration of circuit simulation, and laboratory exercise. So these are all activities that you are going to put in your module. So let's begin with lecture. So how do we add a lecture in our module? So just click add here, plus, and then add either you can choose assignment, quiz, file, page, discussion, text header, external URL, or external tool. So in this case, just create a page because lecture naman na siya, diba? Okay, then click new page and then type in lecture on introduction to electronics because this is my lecture for this unit, no? Just for example. Okay. So I have now a page, no? Click that and the page is blank, right? So the page is blank, but we want to put content on the page. So what you can do here is that probably you can just add a preview of the lecture, okay? So ako na lang mangupya na lang ko so that madali ta. I'll just copy this one. Medyo nice canvas. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy this, right? Okay, and then paste that there. Okay, and then click save. So this is now your lecture page. But remember, this is just an overview of the lecture. Okay, if you want the students to access the lecture material, you can put the link here in this page. To do that, again, click edit page, and then at the bottom just write or just type you can download the lecture material. If you want to publish, by the way, your lecture material, if you want them available for the students to download, you can click a link. So let's add a file to link to this word here. So just highlight that and go to the right side, click files, then upload a file, then browse through the file that you want to link. For example, I have here introduction to electronics as my document, or slides. By the way, you can also link a PowerPoint, PDF, but I prefer PDF, no, because it converted all my slides from PowerPoint to PDF. So it's PDF. Click open, and then before you upload, select the folder where you want to upload your slides. In this case, we want to upload it to OHP, or overhead presentation. That's all your slides are there. So click upload. Okay, so let's just wait until it's gonna finish uploading. Now, depending on the size of your PowerPoint or your document, um, the uploading would take some time, no? Okay, you just have to be patient about that. Internet connection is also a key player here. So that's why you have now here the link, no? So name mo na siyang blue. Now, if you already recorded your lecture, and if you want the student to access the lecture via in this page, so again, you can just type. You can just type. You can review the lecture below. Now, why is that? It's because we're gonna embed a video. No? So if you have a YouTube account, for example, this is my YouTube videos. I have a lot of lecture videos already. Okay, so as you can see, medyo daghan-daghan gyud siya nga lecture video since April or March. No? So I'm just select one video here. Okay, although dili na siya maong video gyud sa katong but just for the sake of embedding a video, okay, a demonstration of how to embed a video. So wait, saan na to siya? So I'm gonna embed kanilang, no, this one, lecture on transistor application, like this one lang. So I'm gonna get the link of this file, this one kani. So I'm gonna get the link of that video, this one. So just copy video link, go back to your canvas, right, and then click on this icon here, insert edit media, and then just paste the link, no, and then you can adjust the dimension of the video, but I like 560 by 314. Click OK. So what will happen now, you click save. So this is now your page. You have you have both your lecture material and your video available on your page. Okay, ano na siya? Siya mo. Wait.
Ban.
Yes, sir.
Ang kadang size bitaw nato sa pila ka megabytes sa USC nga account, mas dako ba no?
Parehara, sir. 500 ra.
Says 500.
500 megabytes. 500 MB.
Sige lang, thank you.
Okay. Ano, one niya ma-save. Ano to? Eh, bugs one. Sige lang, no? Parang usbon. One niya ma-save. Okay, again, by the way, do not upload videos. Mahurot lagi na inyong 500 MB. Kung mag-upload mo video, I suggest only documents lang, no? And if you upload videos, mahurot lagi na. Trust me, been there. Okay, so why ko upload video, hurot yun na 250 MB pa to sa una. Okay, so then nahurot lagi yun ang ako ang kuan kanang allocation. So do not. Munang link lang akong gikuan. You can. That's why when I embed a video, I'm just gonna provide a link, not upload. No. So again, click insert media, paste the video, and then click OK. I don't know kung ano siya na save ganina.
Ban, follow up.
Yes, sir. There, sir. Okay, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Panalita na kay video nga gisave dato sa Google Drive.
Yes, sir.
Pwede ba Google Drive nga i-link ang kuan sa canvas?
Yes, sir. Yes, pwede ra. But kung mag-link ka og video gikas Google Drive, dili ni siya makita kani. You cannot have the player ma-embed sa canvas. So ang link ra ang makita nila, and then ini-click nila, ila lang i-download ang video. While this one, bisan lang nga nasa page, you can play the video actually. Okay, YouTube player man atong gi-embed. So they can just play the video while nara sa page. They don't have to download the file. So they can just review the video. You can just fast forward and kuan. So pwede na sir, pwede na Google Drive, no? Naka-video sa Google Drive. Material is now one sandwich between the insulator and the okay material. So pwede na gid siya Google Drive. Okay. So any questions so far? Any questions about creating a Canvas page?
Van,
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Sir Sev, go ahead.
salamat Van, no? Very,
Yes, sir.
very comprehensive. So sa part siguro na mo, medyo manginahanglan pa may practice, ana.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, mention ganina wala ko nga recorded ba ni siya.
Yes, sir. Recorded, sir.
So para siguro pag-review, so I'm just thinking ikuha ni siya somewhere i-link nga maka-preview tani.
Yes, sir. I will give you the link sa video.
Okay, salamat
Okay.
ba.
Sige, sir.
Then another question ba,
Yes, sir.
kay wala pa man granting us wala tay Google namin, wala tay account pa sa Canvas.
Yes, sir.
Then gusto ko, let us say, gusto ko mag-practice katong so na siya beta version or
Free for teachers, sir. So all you have to do, sir, is go to canvas.instructure.com. Canvas.instructure.com, and what will happen? Ako mo log out lang ko. So that you can see on saan pag-register.
okay na ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay na? Sige.
Mo log out lang ko niya. Log out ko, and then what you can see here is that mo ni mo gawas, sir, no? Mo ni siya mo gawas kung mo kinanglan ka og account. And then since wala man kay account pa, so what will you do is that click here, need a Canvas account, click here. Kani siya, click lang kani.
Okay.
Click this one. Right, so you have to select either you're a teacher or a student. Of course, we are a teacher, so click I am a teacher,
Okay.
and okay, so you can either create a Canvas account. So this one, so get free Canvas account. This one here. So get a free Canvas account, and then just enter your information, no, name, email, organization, and so on, and other details. And then you can just click next. And then after that, I think magpa-verify na siya sa mga account, sir. So go to your email address and then verify your account, and then you have now an account. So to log in, you can just go to canvas.instructure.com, and then once you have your email, by the way, the email address here, mo ni siya ang imong gamiton nga login name, your email address. So make sure that your email address either Gmail or ato ang usc.edu.ph, that will do. Then type your email, and then you are asked, by the way, after this one, you're asked to create a password. So you create a password. Then once you have a password already, then enter your password. You can click stay signed in so that it will not sign out, and then click login, and then you are now gonna enter your dashboard, no? Kani siya dashboard nimo. Of course, sa inyo ha is wala pa kayo na daghan nga ingani because you don't have a course yet created. So that's how you create, sir, a free for teacher na account to practice, pang-practice
Okay,
lang.
sige Van, that will do Van.
Okay, sir.
Salamat kayo.
No problem, sir.
Sir Van, I
Yes,
have a question.
Yes, sir.
Before you proceed, so naa siya yung mga feature nga like, for example, scheduled access or scheduled publish.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Good point, because I'm gonna introduce that after. Muna sunod.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Sige, so going back to our modules, and notice that we already have a lecture 1 activity here. Now notice also that wala pa ni siya na publish because as you can see, that dili pa na siya publish because wala pa na to i-publish. If you want to publish the unit, you can click publish. Okay, so this is granular control of publishing also your pages, your activity. So for example, you don't want the students to access this activity, just keep it unpublished. If you want the students now to access, you can click publish. That's actually manual control of activities, but you can also have automatic control of activities. For pages, mga good sir, wala tay control kung saan nila ma-access. Once you publish this, they can access. But another activity, let's say for example, short quiz or a quiz. You can click plus to add it to your module, and then go to file, quiz, no? The new quiz. Let's say for example, quiz on intro to electronics, no? Okay, so I'm just gonna create a short demo on this one because of course you have to explore. Then click add item, no? Add an item. So you have now a quiz, right? So okay, the good thing about quiz is that Canvas automatically checks. Siya na mo check sa quiz for objective type quizzes. Canvas will check the quizzes for you. So okay, so click on that, and then we can now edit the quiz. Edit that. Then first you have to configure the quiz by what is this? A quiz type: graded quiz, practice quiz, graded survey, and graded survey. So usually it's graded quiz. Then you can shuffle the answers, meaning Canvas does not use A, B, C, D. So automatic siya i-shuffle niya ang mga choices. Okay. So then time limit, you can set time limit. For example, the quiz is short. So for example, 15 minutes. And then you could also allow multiple attempts. You can also let the students see the incorrect answers. Okay. Or the correct answers. So you can have control for that. But in this case, I'm just going to uncheck this one, so that the students will see the incorrect answers, but they don't know the correct answers, because I want them to figure out what is the correct answer. And then you can either show one question at a time, but don't do this, especially for slow internet. Don't do one question at a time. Okay, don't do that. All right. So anyway, then you can now assign. You can now schedule what group would take the quiz. For example, group 1. So you can just select group 1. Say group 1, they will take the quiz today. So for example, the quiz will be available, let's say this 5 p.m. this afternoon. So you can just set the time. And then you give them a window. Say for example, even though this quiz is 15 minutes short, but you give the students a window to take the exam. So let's give them a 3-hour window. So from 5 to 8 p.m. today, Okay. So from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So that's when the students could access the quiz. So you can actually control group 1 will take the quiz at this time, and then it will end at this time. So within 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. the student could actually access the quiz. But of course, when they start taking the quiz, the clock times starts running until their 15 minutes is over. So once their 15 minutes is done, then the quiz is done. Therefore, they have to submit the quiz, or Canvas automatically submit their quizzes even though they're not yet done. So i-submit the Canvas ang ilang quiz. Okay, so that's how you can control. Let's say for example, how about group 2? For group 2, let's say group 2 is gonna be on another date. So just type group or group 2. Automatic siya course section group 2. And then, by the way, these two groups we have created this earlier, right? These two groups, and then you can now have a different schedule for group 2. Let's say, for example, today sila at 3 p.m. At 3:30, so they can have the access for the exam at 3:30 p.m. until 6:30 p.m. Okay, so you have now two sections, different examination times, and of course you can set the window, meaning 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, or if you are strict, after 15 minutes, let's say for example from 5 p.m. to 5:15 p.m., then you can just adjust the time here. So 5:15. So exactly 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, they could not take the exam anymore. By the way, after 8 p.m. or 6:30 p.m., students who belong in these groups could no longer access the exam. automatic zero ilang score. Unless you allow them to take, because you can allow students also to take the exam individually, not only per group, but you can also type in the name of the student and then click on that student, so the student would be assigned on that particular time. So pwede nimo ma-assign ang exam to a group or a student or a group of student. So you can schedule that. Okay. So let's just okay na na siya, no? So how to add questions? Well, just go to questions, and then you can now add a question, a new group. Okay. This is what I do. I create a group. Say for example, group 1 or part 1 of the exam. Now the good thing about part grouping is that Canvas will pick, say for example, if you have a question bank of 15 items, then you can tell Canvas, okay, pick only 10 items out of 15. And each student would have different quiz or test items because Canvas assigns quiz randomly or picks randomly 15 10 questions and then assign it to students. So students doesn't have the same set of quiz. So
Sulok ka nice ani.
so
Uy.
set A, set B, set C is not a problem. The only thing you have to do is that the lang questions. You have to give more questions, and then the Canvas would just randomly pick questions for them. No, so for this example, let's say 10 questions and 1 point per question, and then we have to create a group. Okay, and then to create a question, all you have to do is plus add a question, and then you have multiple choice, true or false, fill in the blank, multiple answers, multiple drop downs, matching, formula question, essay, file upload. If you need students to upload a file, you can select file upload, but let's say multiple choice. Okay, so multiple choice. So what is the formula of voltage? Example, no? You ask them a question. That's the question. So the good thing is that you can supply the answers here. So by the way, it's not A, B, C, D, because Canvas could shuffle this per student. So student will not say, what's the answer? It's letter A. No, they cannot do that because the choices are also shuffled. Okay, so let's say for example, V is equal to IR, and then another possible answer. By the way, this is the correct answer, so I'm gonna click that's the correct answer. But I'm gonna give another possible answer. Okay, and then V is equal to, and also V is equal to, what else? I plus R. This one. Okay. So this is the correct answer. Of course, you can set which is the correct answer for multiple choice. By the way, multiple choice was not a correct answer, and then create update question. So you have now the first question in your quiz. What is the formula of voltage? So if you are going to show the details, someone ang correct answer. Okay. And then another type of question, let's say, and add another question. And say, for example, the question is true or false. Of course, you can do that. But I'm gonna demonstrate a question that is not gonna be, say, for example, fill in the blank. No. Okay. So fill in the blank. So let's say, for example. So the question is Kirchhoff's. Okay, introduction to electronics man. So review naman sa electrical circuit. So Kirchhoff's blank law, okay, states that the sum of the voltages in a network is 0. No? Okay, so if you want to fill in the blank again, just possible answers here. So for example, the answer is voltage. So voltage, or voltage, because student might spell voltage with capital V or voltage with all caps. So these are the possible answers. If you want to delete the possible answers, you can just delete or add another possible answer and then update the question. So I have now 2 questions, right? Right, so this is a fill in the blank and then multiple choice, and then we can add another question. Let's say, for example, you ask the student to explain something, So let's say essay question. Okay, so explain in one sentence the voltage divider circuit. Sample na siya. Oh, by the way, dili example na niya nga exam ha. But I know I na yung mga ECE faculty members, so um, so
Batay kasi ba nasiba na minag.
example na rin. Example na rin siya, okay? So update question. So what will happen is that notice that wala siya if you click details, show details, okay? Because students would type in their answers. Ilang i-type ang answers. Now, warning, only multiple choice, multiple true or false, fill in the blanks, multiple drop downs, multiple answers. Kana ra siyang mga objective types ang automatic check ka ni Canvas. For essay file upload questions, you have to check manually. Okay? You have to check manually. So you have to go to the student's answer and then check that manually if it's correct and assign points, no? So depending on your okay? So we can add one more question perhaps. Let's say what will happen if we are going to add a file upload question? So for example, draw a voltage divider circuit. Okay, something like that, no? So imo siya padron o voltage divider, but of course, asam sila magdraw. Well, you give them instructor, write your answer in a piece of paper, then take an image and upload. Example, no? One of my instructions. So they have to write it the circuit on paper and then ilang picture run and then ilang i-upload. Okay, so let's update that. Now, so you have now an exam. You have now a quiz, no? Okay, so let's save first. Okay, so siyang i-save. And notice that if you want to see the exam, if you want to review the exam, the review option here would actually show now. So click preview. Then you can take the exam yourself. No? So okay, so you can take the exam yourself. So notice that ang atong option dito kay mo pick siya og 10 questions, di ba? Okay? Ano man ni kadaghan. Okay? Ang iyang gibuhat ni iharang gipang random balik-balik, no? So usbon na to ang kwan, usbon na to kay kuwang man ang ato ang questions. So what Canvas did was since kuwang man ang questions, iharang gibalik-balik questions. So let's keep editing this quiz. Usbon sa nato ang number of questions nga iyang pilion. So this is I'm gonna demonstrate nga Canvas could just pick a couple of questions out of, let's say 4. We have 4 questions. Let's say mo pick lang siya 3. Okay? So pick 3 questions, then save, and then preview the quiz. Okay, so as you can see, when you preview the quiz, it will just pick 3 questions. So tulo ra ka question, diba? Question number 1, 2, and 3. But of course, you can add more questions and then just select a few questions out of that. Then Canvas randomly selects these questions for you. And remember that time is also running. So this is the timer for the students to monitor their time remaining. So you can now answer here. Let's say, for example, what's the formula of voltage? Okay, this is my answer. Voltage is equal to current times resistance. I'm gonna click on that. Here, I'm gonna upload a file, so they can just upload a file, an image. In this case, let's say I have an example image like this one. No? So you upload. Students would upload a file. Or, ipangutana student explain the voltage divider circuit. So, I don't know, sir. So, muna answers is dyan, no? Siya kay bound sa voltage divider. And then the student will submit the quiz. Okay? Okay. Right, so notice that Canvas checks, no? Right, so unanswered, draw the voltage while I'm going to upload the file, or the file has not been uploaded. So then Canvas automatically checks this one, no? So I have 1 point. So I have quiz score 1 out of 3. So for the instructor, kanisang duha, you have to grade, no, not yet graded because you have to grade this manually. And for the quiz, katong uban, it's automatically graded by Canvas. Okay, so that's how you create a quiz. Any questions?
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Go.
I have a question.
Yes.
Most of our problems in engineering will ask for a numerical value.
Yes.
Then, if we want the computer to automatically check the answer, we will provide the exact value in exact decimal places, IT perhaps. But what if we want a somehow range of that answer? Might be due to rounding off error. Maybe we will tolerate some
Okay.
errors in the final answer.
So I think there's an option, no? Another type of quiz which is a numerical answer. So here's your one, no? So you have an exact answer, and then you have a error margin. Okay, so you can have or answer in the range. Is this what you want, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have answer in the range or answer with precision, something like that. So the type of quiz is numerical answer. Then Canvas automatically checks. Siya mo check ano automatically. Si numerical answer.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so you can choose for exact answer or answer in the range. So muna kung inyong namoy range, then just put the range here, and then Canvas automatically will check the answer. If masud ba na siya ng range, then correct. If dili, then wrong. Okay?
Another question, sir.
Sige, go ahead.
How about for equations, sir? Then algebraically they can interchange terms. So how do we tolerate that those rules? Maalaw lang sa algebra.
Kung equation, ilang answer?
Yes, equation, sir.
Okay, so actually there's a formula question, no? Okay, so the formula question, I haven't used this one. So you can define values, no? For example, what is 5 plus x? So they have to, but for kanang mga formula, good sir, nga imuhang i-upload, what I do is that akong pasolvon sila sa papel, and then ilang i-upload ilang solution.
Okay.
Okay, they have to upload it. Or they can write their answers here because naman tayo math equation.
Okay.
So for example, they can just type in the equations. For example, the integral of ax dx. Example, no? So they can just magawa silang answer. But kaning formula question is that if you, kanin siya nga type of quiz. Actually, ang gamito nimo ana is not formula question, but it's essay because they have to type their answer. So you have to check their answer manually. So it's not automatic nga i-check ni Canvas. Wa pa na siya nga technology siguro mo check sa imong solution, no? So you have to manually check the solution. But they can write in a piece of paper or they can just type in the. So usbon lang nimo on type, let's say essay type. So in the essay type, they just have to type in the equation that you expect them to answer. So kay naman ta equation editor. Kung
Okay, sir.
master na LaTeX, then you can just switch to advanced. Let's say for example, x squared is equal to something no? So na siya yung mga LaTeX command, for example, fraction, saan pag-add mo fraction. Okay, 1/2. Anyway, naman na siya. Okay, so any other questions? So that's short quiz, no? So another type of common kay nato nga ihatag nga activities estudyante is assignments, okay? and or laboratory exercise. So in this case, mag-create tag laboratory exercise. So again, add, and then instead of what my laboratory exercise there, so laboratory exercise could be considered as an assignment. Okay, so click new assignment. So let's say for example, laboratory or laboratory exercise number 1. Okay, diode characteristics, butang na lang, no? That's the title of the lab exercise. Okay, so add items. We have now an assignment. So notice the icons are different. So this is page, quiz, and assignment. So now this is now administering lab exercises or a lab exercise activity. So what we can do is that again we can edit the page, and after that we can now add instructions for the students on what to do in this laboratory exercise, whatever instruction that may be. So what will I do is that I'm just gonna copy the content, no, from my previous class. Okay, so let's say for example this one. This is just the overview of the exercise, and of course you have to link the laboratory guide, no. So again, linking the laboratory guide. By the way, nag-maintain lang ako version numbering. Munang na version number dia sa laboratory guide. So again, link that to a file. So highlight, then go to files, and if you have already uploaded the laboratory guide, then it should show up here. But since wala pa, then let's upload a file. Let's upload a laboratory guide. Okay, this one. And then again, put this in the correct folder, laboratory manuals, upload. Then automatic siya mo then we'll just wait until mahuman siya og download. Okay. Mahuman siya og ganang upload, sorry. Right, naman na siya upload, no? So we're done with that. Next is points. So how many points you give sa lab guide? Well, go back to your lab manual, pilay point system. So in this case, the point system for this exercise is sa lab guide na siya money, no? So money yung criteria. So 10 points, 10 points, 10 points, 10 points, 10 points. Wala pa may simulation. So 10 points, 10 points, 10 points. So it's about 30 points. So you can edit the points to 30 points based sa inyong rubrics. Okay. And then display grade as points. Of course, you can just display the grade as complete, incomplete, or points, the actual points itself, or letter na grade, or scale na grade, or whatever. But usually we just display it as points. Then submission. So usually for laboratory, we allow or we require students to create a laboratory report. No, so they have to submit the laboratory report or the lab guide, ganay annotation, whatever. So I guess we can have them submit a file na lang. So click on online, and then file uploads. Then you can restrict the file types. For example, you want to restrict PDF lang ang ipa-upload sa mga student, then you can just type here PDF, right? So that the students would be forced to upload a PDF, not any other file type. And then if laboratory is laboratory gani, usually group na sila, then you can click that. If groups, we'll talk about groups later, no? But let's just leave it as is. And then again, assign it to whoever, to which group, or to everyone. Let's say, for example, assign it to everyone. Then you can select now a due date. Now the due date is the deadline. When is the deadline for this lab guide? For example, let's the deadline would be on Tuesday. For example, Tuesday at 10 a.m. No. Okay. So 10 a.m. So just set the time. Click done. Then it's available, let's say for example today at 3 p.m. So available siya karong adlaw, starting at 3 p.m. And then kano sa aman siya until. Until means that it has to be a date or time beyond your due date. Okay. So for example, if you want to give extension, 2-hour extension So, for example, if the student would submit beyond 10 a.m., that's already late. It will be marked as late, but they can still submit. So to give them a 2 hour extension, you can go you can click until to 12 p.m. So it means that the students have 2 hours to submit after the deadline, and their submission is now going to be marked late. So late na nila submission, but i-accept gyapon na to. Now kung stricto kay ta, nga dili pwede, due date is due date, then we can just say 10:01 a.m. 10:01 a.m. So by 10:01 a.m., di na sila ka-submit. So mo-close na ang submission, the student could no longer submit. Okay? So that's why it's a very kuan gid kanang flexible kay siya ang submission, no? So let's just give them a 2 hour extension. Okay? Anyway, maybe perhaps internet connection, ilang mga rason, no? Students would find a lot of reasons ano malate sila submit. So that's kuan, that's 2 hours, and then of course you can just click save if you're done. Oh no, sorry. This should be error na siya. This should be 30, no? This should be okay. Yeah, June 30. Click done. Okay. Sayop yung mga times na error na siya. So click save. So okay, so again, everyone, meaning everyone, group 1, group 2, silang tanan in your class could access the lab guide. Again, to access the lab guide, you can just download or preview, no? Preview the lab guide. Okay? So they don't have to download. Pwede na lang ma-preview sa Canvas. Okay, then going back to our modules are now populated, no? Okay, populated na si module. Okay? All right. So any questions?
Sir Van,
Yes.
Sir Van,
Yes, sir.
alam mo, kung reporting ka sa Van, o niya, paggraduhan niyo sa mga estudyante,
Oh,
niya, i-average na niya automatic, pwede na dahil niya mo na ito yung mga record ang average, hatag ka rubrics. Ikaw na siya, sir.
ano na siya, sir? Ang rubrics mo sa Canvas, okay? The rubrics of Canvas is that dili averaging yung gigamit. Example, no? Rubrics. Okay, so for example, let's say for example, kanila siya mag-assess ta og laboratory exercise. Example lang. When you grade students, sir, Canvas do like this, no? 10 points na siya. Maximum score is 10 points per criteria. Iyang i-add. So the total perfect score is 30 points. The usual na to nga buhaton is that atong i-average, di ba? Or even weighted na siya, atong i-weights, di ba? Kani siya, for example, kani siya is 60%, 20, and 30. Example, no? 50%, 20, and 30. So mo na tong, but Canvas does not do that. But now you work around na, sir, and the workaround would be on the day 2 na siya nga training because medyo makuti ka na siya, kani siya nga kaniyang rubrics. No, na limitation rubrics, but the workaround is there. We have already figured a workaround. So ato lang na siyang i-discuss later. But there is muna itong keep in mind that the rubrics point system niya, iyang i-add ang scores per criteria. Iyang i-add ang scores per criteria. So let's say for example, a student get 8.5, 10, and 10. So the student score is 28.5. 28.5 out of 30. Muna ang scoring sa rubrics. Okay? Ako lang i-demo now how this works, no? So example, kana siya nga exercise, no? So this laboratory exercise, now siya rubrics naka-attach, no? Later di pa man good time ang rubrics karon to is the setup di kuan. But this is the rubrics, and if you grade the students, mo ni siya ang mugawas, no? Kani siya na kay rubric grading on the right side. So just click rubrics and then click lang ka pila ang grado. But then again, the total score is i-add na niya per so na 30 out of 30. So that's how muna ang pag-score niya sa rubric, sir. But sometimes your assignment walay rubrics. Diretso lang ka score, butang lang ka score dito sa iyang kwan dire. Here, if the rubrics is not available, you can just directly add a score there. Tanga na mo siya score diha. And then that's the score of the student. Okay? So our example here, wala man to mo add rubrics, but we can add a rubrics. Pero that's another topic na sana siya pag-add ni rubrics. Medyo magulo, madugo si rubrics kay daghan limitations si Canvas, and normally lahi ang iyang implementation sa rubrics kaysa sa tuang nandan. So muna nga ato lang ilahi lang na siya nga training sa session na po, sir. Ang ato lang karon is that makasabot lang ta how Canvas works, how we add activities sa atong sa tuang modules, and then we will put the assessments later. Okay? So going back to our modules, nanatay tulok activities. And then unit 1, after unit 1, natay summative assessment, no? So let's say for example, mag-create ko og exam sa summative assessment. So quiz, okay? So let's say for example, the quiz is na pre-midterm. Because I know, okay, pre-midterm examination. And then this examination is for course outcome number 1. And click add item. Okay, and then another pre-midterm, duha ka pre-midterm for course outcome number 1 sa laboratory, for course outcome number 2. So new assignment instead of a quiz. So I have an assignment here. So pre-midterm exam for course outcome number 2. So notice that gilahi na ko si course outcome number 1 ug si course outcome number 2. Okay, that's because Canvas could not, or it's difficult in Canvas to assess 2 course outcomes in one activity. Kung sa mga activity lisod kay siya i-assess. So what we do is that we split the activity into first course outcome number 1 and course outcome number 2, and then you can now add the content of the exam. For this one, it's quiz. Kani siya kay laboratory exercise man siya. So you give them a practical activity. So tagaan mo siya mga practical activity ang estudyante. Okay, so that is the module. Then you can just populate unit 2 na sad, unit 3 until you are done, no? But it will take time. It will take time to populate. Just warningan lang ito mana. Medyo makuhan yun, tauran yun mana. But at least you start early, so mahuman yun niya before before August. Because it will take time to populate this one. Okay? But anyway, let's just move forward to I think I think it's very clear now unsa ning modules and what are unsa ning activities diri. As of now, our modules have not been published, no? We have not published. To publish a module, all you have to do is to click this one to publish that. Then automatically mo publish siya. And then you can just manually unpublish some of these items that you want to unpublish. Okay? Some of them are timed, no? Meaning katong availability date, automatically mo available na siya based on when siya available, and then you can just publish that without having to worry kano sa siya mo due, kano sa siya mo end, mo expire. Okay, and then you can also publish this, right? So publishing it meaning that accessible na siya sa student if the course is already published. Okay, so na-publish na si course, then accessible na siya sa mga students. So this is how you control the publishing of your modules, no? Because the students would not see, dili nila makita until you publish the modules. Okay. Next, we go back to we can now create the grading system. Now Canvas, you can see walay grading system diri. Umingon mo, sir, saan man ang grading system? Well, the grading system is basically based ra pud sa atong syllabus, di ba? So na may grading system sa syllabus, no? So you have summative assessment 30%, summative assessment for course outcome number 2 30%, summative assessment for course outcome number 3 30%, formative assessment we have 10%, and then ang ilang mga breakdown sa mga summative assessment, no? Okay, breakdown, summative assessment, and also the formative assessment. So we will create a grading system for Canvas by organizing our assignments. Okay? So atong i-organize ang assignments to create a grading system, and I want you to take note of this one because it's very important. So to do this, go to assignments. One on the left side, after announcements, we have assignments. Okay. Notice that all our activities, including the two summative, the short quiz, and the laboratory exercise, are here, are belong in this assignment group. However, based ato ang syllabus, we have three groups, di ba? Summative assessment for course outcome number 1, summative assessment for course outcome number 2, and for number 3, and formative assessment. So let's create those groups. To do that, we create a group. So click plus group, and then we name the group as summative assessment for course outcome number 1. Click save. Then plus group, another group, summative assessment for course outcome number 2. Click save. So you can see the groups are here now. And then summative assessment for course outcome number 3. And click save. Okay. So we have now these three groups. So what we'll do for these three groups. So first, we are going to assign the percentage of the grade of this group. So we know that this is 30%, 30%, and 30%. So we can edit that. Oops. Okay. Okay. Click save. Right. So to edit the weights, by the way, so just click here, no, and then edit the assignment groups weight, this one, and then you can now either, for example, for summative assessment number 1, it's 30%, it's 30%, and then 30%. Okay, click save, and you can also edit this one, no, usbonimo, you can just edit the percentage of the total grade. Okay, so you have now 30, 30, and 30, right? Then the 10%, what is the 10%? The 10% are the formative assessments. Again, balik ta sa itong rubrics. We have this, we have the laboratory exercises, short quizzes, seat works, and assignments. So let's create those group. But I will not create a group for them, no. So I'm gonna create a subgroup, for example, laboratory exercises. Okay, so another group, laboratory exercises, which is I can edit the percentage based on the grouping, based laboratory guide, sa syllabus, which is 5%, no? So edit 5%, 5. Then I'm gonna create another group, which is sa pala, short quiz and oral presentation. So short quiz, so the short quizzes, oral presentation, which is according to the syllabus is just 3%. And then finally, assignments. No? So assignments here, assignment seat works 2%. So I have assignments here. We can edit this one. So edit assignments, then seat works. Then we can just assign 2%. No, click save. Okay. So we have now our grouping. So what will we do now? We can just distribute the activities. For example, pre-midterm course outcome number 1. This is a component sa pre-midterm as a summative assessment course outcome number 1. So what we'll do is drag this one to here. Okay. So it means that whatever the grade here it will constitute 30% of the total or your final grade. Then for pre-midterm examination course outcome number 2, just drag it here. Okay. And since we don't have summative assessment for course of number 3, so wala pa siya assignment in that group. How about laboratory exercises? So we can drag this to laboratory exercises. And then this one is a quiz, so we can just drag this to short quizzes. Okay. And then we can reorganize. For example, this one is the lowest score. So I'm just going to put this down. right? So you can see now 30, 30, 5, 3, 2. So you add that, that's 100%. How do we verify this one? Well, if we go to syllabus, we click syllabus, the grading system actually would appear. On the right side, notice on the right side, this is now the grading system. So summative assessment course outcome number 1, 30%, 30%, 30%, 5% for laboratory exercises, and 3% for short quizzes and oral presentation, and assignments just 2% for a total of 100%. Mo ni siya ang formula gamito ni Canvas pag-calculate sa grade. So, going back to assignments, whatever your score, for example here under a group, assignment group, that is kwaon niya is just 30%, or total score ani nila is just 30%. 30%, 30%, 5, 3, and 2 in the calculation of the final grade. Okay? So when you add assignments later, you have now the option to assign which group. So let's go to modules. Okay, so if you want to add a, for example, an activity, mag-add ta og, let's say for example an assignment. Okay, so let's say for example the name of the assignment is seat workshop, for example. Okay. Diode analysis, example lang. So I'm gonna add that here. So as seat work, so what we can do is that we edit the seat work, and then we can now place it, edit that, and we can now place it on the proper group, no? So this is not the proper group, kaya assignment ram ni siya or seat work. So we can now assign this to assignment seat work. Click that, assign points, for example 30 points, then click save. So what will happen now, that assignment will now be under the assignments na group. Okay, so if you go to assignments, notice that nana siya sa diri sa ubos, no? Sa assignment group. So only just kana siya, whatever the score sa estudyante is just 2% of his final grade. So based ra gyapon siya sa atong rubrics. So faithful ra gyapon siya sa atong grading system. And how does Canvas calculate the final grade? No. So muna siya, no? So so meaning ang inyong mga assessments for course outcome number 1 should be placed here, under here. Any assessments of course outcome number 2 should be here, and for course outcome number 3 should be here. That is why you break your exams to course outcomes, per course outcome, so that you can assign it to the different course outcomes, the different assignment groups, and the proper grouping. The proper groups supposedly should they have to belong to. Okay, so that matarong ni Canvas o kuha ng grado. Any questions about assignments? Any questions? So, at this point, students would check the syllabus so they can now view giunsa ang pag-calculate ng grado. And the calculation is very clear. Okay? But you as we as an instructor, we have to make sure lang sakto ang kuan sa kuan. Pag-assign sa groups. Okay, so I'm gonna show you an example. How it actually kuan siya, populated na siya na assignment groups. Okay, I don't know, problem si Canvas. Okay, so this is an example. So as you can see, summative assessment number for course outcome number 1. So muna siya ang mga activity for the summative assessments: pre-midterm, midterm, pre-final, and final. For course outcome number 2, pre-midterm, final, midterm, pre-final. And then for course outcome number 3, I only have pre-final and final exam. Laboratory exercises, muna siya tanan, no? Laboratory exercises from 1 to 12. And then short quizzes, muna siya mga short quizzes. Then assignments, seat works, and then miscellaneous. Now, if you want to add miscellaneous group, which means that miscellaneous group does not constitute any percentage final grade. For example, if you want to have a survey, reassessment, and other even attendance. Even attendance, you can put that as miscellaneous. So meaning wa siya labot sa grado. Now we know that attendance wa gina siya labot sa grado, but when you have attendance, then at least for record purposes lang dili gyud siya ingon part sa grado. But if you want to put attendance as part of the grade, then you can just move attendance either seat to work siya or assignment or mag-create kag bag-o nga group, and then you put another percentage there and you add a weight on that group, and then attendance would now be part of the grading. Okay? Questions? So if you look back to our modules, you can just progressively populate the modules, no, with the activities and assessments. Okay. So that is our that is the modules. So inyo na ning assignment, no? Yung kamo na bala pag-populate sa modules, because mo na siya tan-awon perhaps, no? Sa whoever is the observer would look at the modules, because the modules is basically based sa syllabus. Okay. Any questions? Yes, sir.
May question.
Go, sir.
Dahil ba rin sa under module ba, na may conferences nakita na ko good?
Can I, sir? Can I?
Tag thesis presentation.
Yes, sir. Actually, yeah, we will be discussing about conference. So, since yung na naman, sir, ako na lang tumakon. Conferences is actually more siya kanang Zoom. More siya Zoom. But this is not for free for teacher. Di ka na siya powerful, but I think sa paid version magamit na siya. Now, conference is like Zoom. Then you can add a conference, for example. Yung gigamit kay big blue button. Then you can set the duration sa conference. You can enable recording, and you can just create a description of the conference. For example, thesis, oral defense, no? Oral defense. Example. And kinsa man nga group. For example, group A. Group A. Okay, so what you can do, sir, is that you, instead of inviting all members here, so you can just, if nanay, actually, wala mo siya yung mga students, so you can just select the students, kinsa mong inviton, and then you can just click update, and then you can start anytime. Pwede ka mo start anytime. And then, medyo, di lang ko mo recommend, ano niya, kay hinay, dugay ka siya mo load. But I don't know kung sa paid version, basig maayo na siya sa paid version. Muna yung gigamit sa una, when I started my online classes pag summer. So notice that in progress na siya, no? So in progress, so you can either join. But when you join muna, dugay lang gid siya mag-load.
Pwede sir nga magamit ta Google Meet sir no?
Pwede sir, pwede sir. Pwede kayo. Pero sa paid version ano sir, basin sa paid version nindot na ni siya. Full featured na ba o basin og kani kay free ra man gud basi irang gilimit. In fact, the good thing about it sir is that associated di na ka mag-invite sa mga estudyante, automatic man na per class. Automatic na niya invite ton. And then also you can check attendance automatically. And then naapod sila pamaagi, let's say for example, they can annotate na siya blackboard nga student could write their answers. So they can also present more digital blackboards ba? Yeah, musuwat lang sila silang answer. But
Thank you.
Hinay lang gyud siya, hinay lang gyud. Kuan lagi siya kanang ano yung annoyingly slow. Reklamo bitaw mas jante ani so manang wala mi gamit na lamig Skype or kuan Google Meet.
Van,
Sir, go ahead, sir.
Sir Seba, salamat ha. Murag,
Okay, sir.
naganda-ganda mi na katunan ni mo da. So, let us say, wala pa ko account sa paid version.
Yes, sir.
Nagbuhat ko dito sa free version. Yan, na-populate ito na ako.
Yes.
Sama sa gibuhat nyo. Then, I want to
Import.
migrate sa... Do I need to do that again? Or
No,
import na
no.
lang?
Export na, sir. So all you have to do, sir,
Okay.
is to go to settings, and then export course content.
Okay.
Then once you export the course content, import ra sa nimo na import course content.
Okay, sige, sige.
Okay. So import na nimo, so you don't have to do that. Mag-demo ra ka ni later, sir. Once nga mahuman naman na may
Sige.
content. So saan pag-import of course
Para
content?
para dili na ko kuyawan ko ba. Alam mag-read do ba ko ani.
Dili
Sige
sir,
ba?
dili.
Sige,
The only kuan lang sa mag-import kag course content, sir, is tanan niya nga mga due dates mo iyang i-reset. Katong bitaw mga schedule. Iya to i-reset tanan.
At least diha lang. Pero katong mga kuan.
Nara imong mga
sige.
files, ang mga kuan nara gyapon ang mga
Okay,
links
sige.
o di ra to niya labtan. Tanang pages, ang mga activities, exams, assignments di ra to niya labtan.
Okay, sige.
Oo.
Sige ba, salamat.
Okay, sir.
Ban, follow up ato ban.
Yes, sir.
Kaning free nga account ba niya, katong paid nga account, what will happen to our free nga account? For example, nagamit ka ng user sa USC.
Wala ra, sir. Wala remittable, sir. You can still use your free account. You can
So,
still
separate
continue.
siya?
Separate siya, oh. Separate siya. Pero katong ingon ni... sige, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Sige. Sige ba?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Balik na katong kuan ba, katong module.
Okay, sir.
Di ba, nag-create ba ka katong unit 1, unit 2, and then doon na to siya murag katong kanang assessment mo siguro or something else.
Yes, sir. Activities.
Yeah,
Activities.
Activities niya. Doon na kay link dito nga for some kind of prerequisite.
Yes, sir.
Kung dili siya mo open na nga mga lecture or kana nga mga activities niya mong ipabuhat prior to that, dili siya ka-proceed sa kanang take na activity.
Actually, sir, maka-take siya sa sunod nga activity. Kay kuan man siya kanang dili man gud ni restrict ni Canvas kung palitan na siya missing, let's say wa siya ka submit. Wa siya mo submit no. For example, na siya lab exercise kung wa niya gi-submit. Then imo nang i-publish ang sunod niya nga unit, maka-take gyapon siya ato. However, naay pamaagi si Canvas nga maka-view ka sa progress sa student. For example, mahatag lang ko kanang example yun nga kuan kani kay manaman ni siya. So you can actually view progress. And then you can view the progress sa estudyante asa yang mga missing. And then for example, kani si Abelia, as you can see, maana na siya complete. Kung na-complete niya ang mga activities. So makita ra nimo kung asa yang mga na-complete nga kuan nga module. So you can basically so pero mo lang na ang concern, mo lang na akong warning nga di siya mo restrict si Canvas nga kuan kanang mo kuan si mo access si student sa next activity nga bisag wa pa siya ka human sa previous activity.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So any other question because ato lang siguro ni day 2 sunod no ang kaning paghimo og rubrics ana kay murag medyo taas-taas lang ato ang kuan ron para at least maka-start mo. And then anyway recorded man sa nga video. And for day 2, our topic sa day 2 is to maghimo ta og rubrics no. Unsa na to mga workarounds and also the course outcomes kay naman ni siya course outcomes kani siya. Okay. So by the way, just kuan lang sa features sa Canvas, for example, announcements. If you want to announce to your students instead of using social media, then you can just use the announcements. You can just click announcement here. So click to create a new announcement. Type a title, then type your announcement, and then you can also control which group ang imuhang sendan sa announcement because probably this is just for group 1 or group 2 or for both groups just select all sections no. So and then you can allow the students to comment. For example, they can comment on your announcement. You can check this to allow to comment, allow liking if you want to or Facebook mo like so you can create allow liking. Okay, or you have to delay the posting of the announcement. So you have to delay, you can set the date kana sa siya mo post. Right, so this is what I use to send announcements to students. And if you want to see how it actually is, so mo ni siya ang mga announcements, no? So okay, so then you can actually control the number of sections akong padadan. For example, this one all sections, and then one section lang naiuban nga one section, okay, for a particular group. So this is a very good way for students for students to receive updates from us rather than social media. Although social media magud kay mas mo magud na sige atiman sa tumas jante, but I prefer this kind of communication to them in social kanisha rather than the announcements. And also for private messages, if you want to talk to students, of course you can use the inbox kanisha. This one, to write message to students or to a group of students. Mura siyag email. Okay, so you can just select a course, which course, and then you can just type in the name of the student, and then you can send message to students. So
But
yes, sir.
when you send kaning mga announcement, where does it go to sa ilang email?
No, sir, sa ilang account. So for example, mag-imo ko announcement, sir, no? Let's say start of classes. Okay, so today is start of classes. For example lang, no? Example, mo announcement, and then imo siyang gi-blast sa tanan, so all sections. You can click save.
Okay.
So what we'll do now is that we will now look at Canvas in the perspective of the student. Okay? So atong tanawan ang atong gibuhat sa naong sa estudyante. If you are the student, if you want to access your Canvas account for this particular class, then what would it look like? So by the way, if you want to publish your class now, you can just click publish or unpublish. So let's just publish this, no? Ato i-publish atong klase. Let's say manatag edit, ready na siya for publishing, then we'll just click publish. So na-publish na atong class. So what will happen is that we can view the class in the perspective of the students by clicking student view. Go to home and then click student view. We click student view. So mo change ang perspective from instructor, which is this one, and then to what the student would actually see. So katong question mo, Sir Modi, the student here would just go to announcements. Then makita na to niya yung announcements, this one. So mo siya announcements. Na siya dot diri, meaning bago yung announcement, wa pa niya ma-read. So click niya. Then the students could see the announcement. Okay. But what about the modules? So the modules, click nimo. So ayang nakita, wala nga naman. Wala na to gi-publish to ang module. So let's say we publish the module. So let's just leave the student view and ato siyang i-publish to ang module so that makahanatay imurag interaction kintahay. So let's publish this one and this one and this one. No? So ato siya i-publish. But I want to edit a little bit aning quiz, no? Ako siya yung edit gamay. I want this available na siya sa student na. Okay, I think available naman 3:30. Yeah, available naman siguro. Yeah, so just cancel this one. And also the assignments kinahanglan siya ma-available na so that makita nato nga maka-interact ang student sa maka-interact ang student view sa ato ang activities. Okay, so this is already also available 27 at 3 p.m. Okay. So going back to student view, so go to home, student view, and then magawas na diri sa to-do list students na siya to-do list, no? Na as announcement and na anay laboratory exercise. So let's say iyang i-click ni go to modules first so that makita sa estudyante unsa nay na-publish nga modules. So as you can see, the students already have na siya tulo ka activities, lecture, a quiz, and a laboratory exercise. So for the lecture, click na niya. The student could see this about katong lecture page itong i-create ganina. So na ay link sayang sa lecture material and of course the video. And balik ta sa modules, the students could also take the exam. Okay, that's short quiz, electronic circuits. Then the students could take the exam, no? You can actually take the exam, just like what the students would actually do. So take the quiz, let's say, you Kirchhoff's law states that, okay, voltage, then what is the formula of voltage, like that. I'm gonna answer that and then choose a file. I-upload niya. Let's say kana. Okay, so na siya mag-upload yung file, no? In the student view, yeah, na siya file gi-upload. Okay. And then submit quiz, no? Submit ako, man ako sa akong exam. Submit quiz, mo na niya ang results sa akong quiz. So, since correct ko sa wrong. Okay, wrong. Okay, so incorrect ko sa question number 3, pero sakto ko sa question number 2, so I have 1 point, pero napakoy wa pa magraduhing activity. So that's the quiz on the student view. Okay, so go way back to modules, mo na makita sa dyan. And the next activity is this laboratory exercise. I'm gonna click on that. And so let's say, for example, I'm done with the laboratory exercise. Man ako, so I have to submit this as an assignment. And just click submit assignment. Names canvas run. Okay, here. So click submit assignment and browse a file. And okay, so I have a laboratory exercise, laboratory report like this one. And then I can add comments for the teacher to see. Then click submit. So basically interactive good siya. So you can actually also test your activities whether I mean on the perspective of the student, kung nabay mga problem sa imuhang mga activities. Let's say for example, wala ka let's say walay option to submit a file, probably because wala nimo gibutang dito sa imuhang options or assignment to submit a file. So this is very good nga kuan no kanang kuan na siya, verification or validation sa ato ang gipangbuhat on the perspective of the student. Because most of the time, ang ato makita is ang sa instructor ra magud. Okay. So yeah, well, it takes some time to submit. Okay, man nag-submit. So na confetti, yeah, man ako submit. Okay. So going back to home page, so as you can see, wala na siya to do, no? Wala na to do here because man na siya, man na exercises, kanina lang assignment. So just click on that assignment. I mean, announcement, not assignment, announcement. Okay, so man na, no? So what will happen here? We can leave student view. And here's the good thing about Canvas, about the student view, is that kung unsay imong gipang submit diri sa student view, makita nimo sa as instructor. So go to modules. Okay? Then go to quiz on intro to electronics. Napamatay graduhan ato, di ba? Napamatay graduhanan kay katong. So as you can see that we go to speed grader. Okay. And then, okay, we have the test student here. Monisha is the test student. This is the student view. And test student, moni ang answer. Okay, so wrong siya sa question number 3, sakto siya sa question number 2, but I have to grade this one. So what I'll do is download the file so that I can grade the file. So you download na siya. So go to downloads. And then I can open the file, example. So muna yung answer, kana siya. And then I can rate, okay, that's wrong, that's not voltage divider. So I can announce, I can send a point 0, no? So 0 na yung score because that's not voltage divider, and then update the score. Update the score here. Then automatically mo change na siya, no? To wala man 0 man, no? So 1 ra gyapon yung score. Okay? Well, if you want to add bonus points, so for example, okay, tagantagag bonus 0.2 points, that's fudge points, 0.2 points, and then update score, then automatic na change ang grade to 1.2. Right? So that's the for the quiz. Then we go to the laboratory exercise. Okay, this one. And again, if there are submissions, what you can see is na siya diri magawas, no? So 0 out of 1 submissions graded. So let's grade that submission. So go to speed grader, and then it will open the document, okay, then you can now, let's say for example, nanakay rubrics, then you can just you can add a rubrics here, right? Then you can now grade. So medyo dugay siya, but you get the idea, no? You get the idea now of kuan, of the student view. Now, again, for this one, since interactive man siya, kung sa imong comment mga annotations here, most na siya makita dito sa student view. When you go back to student view, ma-update ihang grade, ma-update ang ihang your annotations, your feedback would be makita po sa student. Okay? So, muna siya, no? Medyo dugay lang siya mag-load kung dako sa kaya nga file and then internet connection is slow. And sometimes canvas nga server mo hinay siya. So, medyo dugay siya. Dugay siya mo load, no? Ato lang ng waton, okay? Sige lang sa. But anyway, I would like to also demonstrate rubrics grading, no? So, ako lang mag-import lang og rubric, ha? So that ma-demonstrate no to rubric grading. So, to the question of Sir Seva ganina ang kanang do I have to do all over again? No, so you don't have to. All you have to do is to import course content, and then I can copy from another course, like for example, copy Canvas course, and then I select a course, electronic circuits, for example. Instead of you can import the entire course or just select specific course content. In this case, I'm just gonna import a rubric. I'm gonna select content and then go to rubrics here. So I'm just gonna select this one, assessing laboratory exercise one, number 1 to 3. Kani siya, no? Kani siya nga rubrics, and then select content. Then it would extract that rubric from the file. Or from not from the file, from the class. And then if you go to rubrics, na naka rubrics. So na import na nako usa ka rubrics, okay? And then I'm gonna add this rubric to let's say a lab exercise, because when we grade lab exercise, nagito yung rubrics, diba? So I'm gonna click on that, and to add a rubric, assuming na may rubric, so plus rubric, then find a rubric, and then go to your class. In this case, our rubric na siya sa kani, no? CPEA 22202, this one. And then mo na siya atong import, save din akong course code. Well, then import na to. Use this rubric, not import, use this rubric. And then nana si rubric da. And for grading purposes, mo na siya, no? So ato lang ning i-refresh, okay? I-refresh na to para magawas na ni si rubrics on the other side. So notice that na naka rubric, di ba? So view rubric. So when you grade now the student, kinanam siya rubric. So click view. Then you can now grade the student. So based on your criteria, for example, circuit construction, outstanding. Circuit integrity, no damage. Data observation, yeah, 10 points. And then click save. Notice that wala niya yung gibutangan of points. That's because you as an instructor, you can have the option to deduct points. Let's say late siya, pero student di man late. Or let's say for example, gubot kayo ang report, no? So you can deduct some points. So let's say for example, walay deduction lang sa estudyante, or let's say for example, nasa deduction na 2 points, then you can have the students' grades with deduction of 2 points. So you just have to, let's say for example, penalty, butang lang mo comment, penalty. Say, then you comment, I don't like you. Minus 2 points. Okay. 2 points deduction. Pero don't do this, huh? I mean, you like your students, no? Example. Alright, so you can submit that comment, no, to tell the student that you have been deducted a point. Okay. So dugay lang yun siya nagload because I want to demonstrate sa dunta to ang mga annotations. I mean, how the student would receive your comments, your feedback, because you can actually once the document would load, the student could actually see your annotation also. And the good thing about this is that ang feedback is real time. So meaning real time, pagsuwa, the moment nimo tawag commentary, makita na sa estudyante. The student does not have to wait until mahuman o grado ang tanan nga klase to see their feedback. Here, when you grade this one by one, each student, for each student that has been graded, automatic mo reflect din ang feedback niya. So, the student does not have to wait na mahuman og tanan nga mahuman og grado tanan klase. Okay, so di lang siguro madugay man siguro mag-load. Ano na siya, no? But you can see the point now, no, of doing Canvas, right? And what can it do for you and for the student? Let's say let's just go to student view na lang, no? Let's just do it. Okay, medyo dugay ko siya. I guess to student view. And then notice that the grades na siya banner or na siya badge na 2 points. Well, manag-load. Oh, pero na siya banner here. So it means that there's updates yung grade. So if the student wants to check his class standing, then yung grado as of now is just pila man yung grado? 73.33. So, mo na yung current na grade, no? So, mo na yung class standing. Kani siya, 73.33. Okay? Why? It's because wala pa man siya assessment o pa man kay summative assessment. And this is just 5%, right? Okay? And 40% sa imong short quiz. So, basically, the student's grade is 73.33. Pero wala na yung gapil og calculate. Kanira siya. No? Sige, assume niya yung 100%, 100%, 100%. And then kanira ang i-calculate niya ang laboratory exercises o ang seat work. So, that's the student's class standing. And if you want the students to see let's say for example, ang results sa iyang laboratory exercise, students could just click on this part. Let's say mana load. So mag-add ka annotation, no? So for example, if you want to add a comment, no? For example, kani siya okay, tangta lang y sine wave. Mana siya mag-comment, di ba? So this comment would be reflected here. Okay? So mo gawas ni siya sa okay, again, see your sana imong comments ganina. So makita sa dyan, and then you can see view feedback, no? Okay, if okay, so what na to ang feedback sa instructor kato atong mga annotation ganina. So student has to have option to view the feedback sa instructor, but then again mag-watch siya na mag-load, medyo ano ni siya, dugay siya mag-load. I don't know what happened to Canvas, but if you can wait, then we have to wait. Load mo documents. So that's why I tell your students not to submit a very high resolution or gonna file name or file nga dagko kayo kay dugay kaysa siya mag-load. Especially if you're in, yes sir.
Kung mag-comment ka ba?
Yes, sir.
Ito ba ang estudyante? Satisfied ka? Can you change the point?
Mutubag siya, sir. Actually, maka-reply ang estudyante sa imong comment. Nasa option mo reply.
Satisfied ka ba? Okay dito. So, can you change now the point?
Yes. Pwede nimo usbon ang grading nimo, sir. Let's say, for example, rubric. Usbon na nimo. You can actually change. Or, you can change the grade. Let's say, for example, kung ano naman katong penalty, ibalik nimo, reinstate nimo.
Okay.
Yeah. So, dili siya mo lock ang kaning pag-assess nimo, sir. Dili siya mo lock. You can actually change the assessment. So, flexible na siya sa kwan. Okay, so, balik ta sa, medyo loading po, no? But as you can see here, that you have plenty of ways to add a annotation, say, point annotation, highlight annotation. So, kung reports, mga text reports, then you can highlight a part sa iyang report nga, okay, what's this, explain that, or kani in this case, imo na siyang gisquarean ang imuhang question about that part sa iyang report. Then, again, and then the student could actually reply to your comment. So, pwede mo mag-reply sa comment. Mingon ng estudyante, sir, that's actually explain niya ang kuan. And then you're satisfied, and then you can adjust the grade if you want to. Medyo dugay lang yun siya mag-load, no? Would take some time to load. I don't know. Probably.
Ban?
Yes, sir.
While waiting ba?
Yes, sir.
Notice na ko ang imuhang kanang audio ba? Nindot man unsay bandwidth nimo ban? Or pilay bandwidth nimo?
Kuan sir, akong gamit ron kay Sky Cable, Sky Broadband. Onya 25 Mbps. Plan
No,
1499.
dili siya chopping unya minus ang aliasing.
Kuan siya sir kanang 25 Mbps. Kay dili
Okay.
madaog kuan dili madaog hin.
Malagi kay nindot ang imong voice ba dili chopping.
Yes sir, thank you sir. So Sky Broadband. Dili ko ako nag-endorse kaya pero mura akong gamit. Okay.
Kailan ko Mbps ban? 25?
25 sir. 1499 na sir. 1499.
Sige, thank you ban.
Okay. But dili na sa yes sir, go ahead.
Ano ko yung question? For
Yes.
example, sir, ba, himo na ka sa imong course, ininghimo. So what if the same subject ihatag sa chairman, say for example, by next semester,
Yes.
dili na ka maghimo all throughout, but i-recycle na lang nimo imong kwan, pwede ra i-recycle.
Yes, imo na siyang i-export nimo imong course and then imo na siyang i-import. So nakay bago nga course. So imo na tong i-import kato imong previous nga course.
Okay. Copy, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Dara, no? So load na. So as you can see, kato imong comment ganina makita na sa student. Okay, so the student can see already the one, but usually the student can reply, no? Di lang niya ambot nga ni akong i-kuan ang resolution gamay. Okay, here. Alright. Nganom ni siya. Okay, here. Dako sa siya. Okay, na-reply the ring a button. I don't know if musunod man sad siya. Ano ni? Bug ni sa canvas. I don't know. I don't know what but let's just drag this one. Let's just drag. Okay. Musunod mo siya. Okay. Akin na ito i-adjust. Let's just adjust. Well, anyway, okay. I think this would di siya. Ano ni siya? Okay. Ni na lang. Di pod. Ano ni? Zoom out. Dra. Okay. Hindi sa siya makita. This is my problem, no? Kaya usahay, di niya makita ang, reply, dra. Click reply. So the student can reply. I think it's, when say, salbay sa estudyante, I think it's what you require, sir. Sample ni reply ang estudyante. So press enter na niya. Okay, so balik ta sa dire, and then if you refresh this one, makita na ang reply sa student, no? So if you refresh that one, again, dugay na sana mag-load, but you get the idea. Makita ang reply sa student. Okay, access denied mo na siya. Leave student view. Okay. So that's mag-load na po siya, no? Okay. Ang kuha lang ang key lang is that inig-submit nila, di lang siya dako kayo ang file size para dili maging ani. Okay. Sometimes ang server sa Canvas makagar po, hinay siya. So okay, so any questions? I think you get the idea already of what we're trying to do here. At least nakipakita na ko ang at least saan pag-populate sa modules, saan paghimo og mga activities, saan paghimo og assignments, quizzes, and also you can also, by the way, another feature sa Canvas is discussions. Pero di man siguro kaya ni siya applicable sa tuwang discussions kay engineering maguta usually more on calculation, design. But let's say for example na kay subject, let's say ethics, engineering ethics. and then you want the students to have some discussion, so you can actually create a discussion, or nakay ipa-discuss sa student, let's say na siya murag forum kani siya mo na siya nga part diri, so you can create a discussion, you can create a discussion ticket, and you can also ask the student to pwede sad nga graded nga discussion, by the way, if you want to. Pwede graduhan nimo ang ihang gi-upload nga mga comments, then you can also do that. So just click discussion and then you can create a discussion. Let's say for example, off topic, how are you in ECQ, for example, no? During ECQ. Then you can just put instructions here. So for example, how are you feeling in this quarantine? Example ano, you know? Write your example. Write your comment in less than 3 sentences. Okay, something like that, and then you again you can post this. You can assign this to either group 1 or group 2, and then let's say graded. No, so graded na siya. I mean, you have to set their you have to grade their kanang comments. Okay, or let's say di lang siya graded, and then you save, and then you can publish this one so that the student would interact sa kaninga discussion. You can publish, but of course you are subscribed as an instructor. You can join the discussion by default, and then on the student view side, maka join siya sa discussion if you want to check the student view. Maka join gyapon ka sa discussion nga so here. So naman to nga discussion, load siya, so you can now click here, and then you can now the student can now comment no on that discussion. Okay, so my reply is student dere hungry. So again, ma-format niya yung reply. So I am hungry for knowledge. Example, no, yung comment, and then post reply. If this is graded, then you as an instructor will be grading. Tagani mo grade ang iyang reply. If the discussion is graded, then of course other students are to reply. Mo-reply siya ani ang comment, or mo-reply siya sa kaniyang question. Okay. So then again, if you leave student view, makita ato ni I don't know if makita ba suway aning discussion sa student view, but I don't know if you can okay, naagi reply sa student, no? So test student the reply siya, no? So I'm hungry for knowledge. You can either grade this one, or again depending on the setting nimo sa activity. Either graded or not graded. Okay, so good thing is that the only thing na wala content is ang outcomes, which is probably next na lang ni siya nga training session. Okay, medyo madugo ni sa outcomes. Right, we have to kuan gyud na ato gina siyang kanon, so let's say for creating your rubrics and so on and so forth. But at least now confident nako by the end of this training maka-create na mo sa inyong modules, mahuman na ni siya. Okay, any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Basig na-overwhelm mo, but actually very simple na ba ya? Sayo na ba kaya siya sundon?
Sir, na question, sir.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Ang base ako nakita, sir, ba murag heavy kayo ang internet usage, and there are some students kay ilang gamiton murag data lang sa cellphone bitaw niya. Usahay na ako estudyante karon na mugawa siya, magdalag siya sa iyang sakyanan, magdag laptop adto sa gawas mo magklase mo eskwela.
Yes, sir.
Ay certain requirements sa MBPS, sir, para dili maproblema ang teacher or student nga side. Kana siguro ang question, sir.
Kuan, sir, kanang sa kuha siguro, so sa kanya akong experience na siya sa free for teacher nga account. Pag ko experience sa katong paid nga account. Probably sa paid nga account, dako na siya bandwidth ihatag si Canvas sa tuwa nga account. So di na siguro kay siya bugat. But ang ako lang advise mo, sir, if internet is really a problem and a student maglisod yung submit, okay? What will happen is that um, if the student di siya kasubmit, for example, kani laboratory exercise, di ba? Pasubmit mo siya lab report. And di gyud siya kasubmit, maglisod gyud siya submit via Canvas. What you can do is that you tell the student to submit sa imong email, download his submission, and then you can still grade his submission without kani magawas mo na no submission man na siya, di ba? Magawas na siya nga no submission on this left side here, but you can still grade using the rubrics.
Copy, sir, copy.
Oh, so muna akong gibuhat, sir, kay especially mga student ang maghigo. Gingnan nimo nga ang deadline is panitan. Tagana ko sila 2 weeks to do the assignment. Yeah, 2 weeks taas na kay na siya nga time. Malate pa gyud submit. So meaning mo close na ang submission, di na sila ka-submit through Canvas, but ilang buhaton mo submit sila via email. Ilang submit ko via email. So what I do is that kung akong gidawat, then ako i-download ilang submission, then assess their submission, and then ang ilang grade is through here, kani siya, through the rubrics. The only problem lang ana is that they cannot see your feedback. Di sila makakita sa mga comments. Nga naman, wa man sila mo submit. Because they can only see your comments when they have submission. So kato atong mga comment dito niya makita.
Copy, sir.
Okay. Any other questions?
Van,
Sir, go ahead, sir.
Sir Seva, wa pa kagi kapoy.
Wa pa, sir. Okay pa.
Okay, sige.
Napay pangutana because we can wrap up and then yes, sige, go ahead.
No question, sir, ba? Ang katong mga modules, sir, is more akong putano is more on to self-paced learning sa mga estudyante gani.
Yes.
Access ra ang estudyante sa module 2 paano niya module 1, pero unsa ko pagkibaw sa Canvas, sir? Unsa man na pagkuan nga pwede na maka-access ang student sa succeeding module.
Okay.
So niya ang module 1 or
So there are 2 ways of doing that, sir. First is that kani, let's say for example, no, on the screen, naatay module unit 1, and then we proceed now to unit 2. Pero di ganan ka nga dili pa proceed na mas sa unit 2. So what you do is i-unpublish lang nimo siya. So when you unpublish this, di ni siya makita sa student, di niya ma-access. So probably this is your control. Another way of controlling it is that, let's say for example, kaning seat work, although you publish this one, okay, let's say moingon siya, no? You have changed the progression requirements for active courses. Many students may have already progressed to this module and others that depend on it. So just click continue lang. So let's say for example, kani siya assignment, kani siya nga seat work. If you want to postpone the availability of the seat work, so what you can do is that edit the seat work and say for example, imo siyang, let's say, available na siya, let's say, on Monday, no? On Monday at 10 a.m. So, mutang kag time kano siya sa available. And then you can also put a time kano sa siya dili na ma-available. For example, on Tuesday, so you give the students 24 hours to answer. So, again, Tuesday at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. dili siya 10 p.m. 10 a.m. Okay, so muna siya, no? And then, of course, you can set the due date. Say for example, the due date to be on Tuesday at 8 a.m. So nakay 2 hours na kanang extension, but by 10 a.m. mo end na gyud ang kuan. So if we click save, this activity dili ni siya makita sa estudyante until June 29. So, ikaw mag-set sa date when siya activity nga makita sa student. Or, yes, yeah, go ahead, say.
Dili ba po pwede, sir, if makuha na to niya, mansira niya itong mga quiz or assignments sa module 1, and then i-assess mo na nimo kay ikaw man ang teacher.
Yes.
Is there a condition nga if dili siya kapasar sa quiz or sa mga assignment or laboratory exercise, dili pa siya pa-proceed sa unit 2? He or she has to master.
Yes. Muna ang gipangutana ganina, sir. Actually na question ganina. So actually walay way si Canvas mo muhimo ana because once nga mo publish mo og module kinahanglan nga ang student mo sana maka-access gyapon ang student sa sunod nga module. But what can you do is that for example atala ko example kanang in a populated na module na and then ng student nagkuha na nagkanang progress na, so you can just click view progress and then katong estudyante nga mga missing submissions makita ra nimo. For example here kani si Abelia complete na siya, so makita nimo asa ang katong wala niya na complete. And then you can what you can do kita ka sa katong makuwang is that you can exclude, for example kat na siyang bata wala pa siya command, so I don't want you to access the seat work sa unit 2 example. So what you can do is that mo lagi na sir ang problem lang kay wait edit. Okay, so example no, for everyone mo ni ang schedule sa everyone kani siya, pwede ka mo add and then type in the name of the student. For example si Juan de la Cruz, mugawas na si Juan de la Cruz there and click the name, then imo siyang tagahan og schedule when niya ma-take, when siya maka-access aning activity.
Okay.
So mora na ang pinaka the best atong mahimo is that imong i-delay ang iyang ang iyang kuan ang access niya sa activity, but dili siya automatic,
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? Probably next Saturday na sa no, kuan ta assessment na ta next Saturday so that makompleto na nato, and then by that time okay na mo pwede na mo makomplete na ninyo ang canvas na. So ang atong summer task okay na, wala tay problema summer task.